Let's just start miming it.
Oh, Jesus. Why do you have those gloves?
Box.
No audio. No.
Oh,
Hey.
okay.
Now we have audio.
Now we have audio. Woo.
Awesome. Okay. Hey. Yeah, you're back. It's Twisted Veil. I'm going to kill everyone. But before I kill everyone, we have announcements. Guess who's going to say this announcement? It's Deanna.
Oh, is it me? I'm so surprised, taken off guard. I'm not even prepared. All right, so shout out to our partners, the people who work with us, support us, our dearest friends. First, I'm going to shout out Nine Realms Gaming. You all know them. You all love them. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. They have a really beautiful zebra wood set that I've been staring at nonstop. They create dice vaults, dice towers, dice trays, and hero vaults, a little home for your minifig for when their Thor is not currently battling Tiamat. You can put him in his beautiful little vault. They never use any dyes or stains. They use oil-based finishes to bring out the natural, beautiful wood color, just as a druid would desire. And you can visit their website now, Nine Realms Gaming, and use our exclusive partner code LYRE10 to get 10% off your purchase. All right, and then another name that I hope you are familiar with by now is WANDERLILY Dice, the beautiful, the lovely WANDERLILY Dice. It's a small handmade dice-making company situated in Huntsville, Alabama. They make sharp-edged dice, dice jewelry, and other adventurer items. I love that term. That's hand-stamped leather journals and handmade resin pens, that varietal of adventuring goods. You can find their shop at www.wanderlilydice.com, and you can use the code InkandLyre10 to get 10% off of your order there. They recently restocked. I like to take a scroll through every once in a while to look at their beautiful things, and they have restocked with some new items, dice sets, single D6s, dice jewelry, adventurer journals, and hand-spun resin pens. And I think they still have commissions open. I know those are going fast, but if you are looking for a very specific aesthetic for your druid or your Thor or whatever you're going for, you can reach out to them to commission them to make a special dice set for you. Spots are filling up fast, so go jog on over to www.wanderlilydice.com and use our coupon code InkandLyre10 to get 10% off. All right, and then I don't think you can hear anything right now, but you will be hearing beautiful ambient sounds and music throughout the episode. Our main source for those sounds is Sirenscape. We use their online player during the stream, and a lot of the ambient sounds and music that you hear are from them. They are fantastic. And we also want to shout out Ounce's Music, who's a musical artist who is responsible for most of our soundtrack. If you like his stuff or really want to hear the rest of what he has to offer, you can check him out on Bandcamp, Twitter, Instagram, or SoundCloud at Ounce's Music. That's OUNCES Music at all of those places. So if your ears are delighted by this evening, you can thank our voices, Sirenscape, and Ounce's Music. All right, I think... No, that's not all the beautiful and lovely people we have to thank. I have, in my heart, a very soft spot for the most beautiful people. The people who are watching us right now. Our followers and subscribers. I believe at the bottom of the viewing screen right now, there's a little yellow bar that's filling up. We are tracking our journey to 500 followers, and once we hit the end of that bar to 500, we're going to let all of you guys, our followers, our subscribers, our viewership that we adore so much, to vote on the theme of our next charity live stream one-shot. I know, off the top of my head, I believe that the options include Labyrinth, but also Sailor Moon, Regency Period, and lots of other fun stuff. There'll be lots of options to vote between, and I'm really excited to see what we're gonna get down to. A fairly recent change to the channel is that we've gone to subscriber-only VODs. That means if you're a follower and you haven't subscribed yet, you'll totally be able to watch us live, and then you'll be able to catch up if you missed an episode or you want to rewatch a very special moment on YouTube 1 week after its live date. And if you're a subscriber, watch it whenever, at your convenience. While you lay back and eat bonbons, you can watch whenever you like. To all followers, subscribers, anyone who's just dropping in and is maybe a little bit interested, if you are enjoying our show or any of the shows on Ink and Lyre, you can join us on Discord. It's free. And you can come chat with everybody in the community, the cast, the crew, everybody who's working together on our project and our community. There's links to our Discord in the About tab on Twitch, or you can pull it up using Command Discord, !Discard. Come and join us. There's some gorgeous fan art, lots of fun stuff, lots of chatting about each other's pets. It's a very sweet, sweet community. All right. Okay. One last important thing to say, which is a little bit, well, it's still about love. Because I love you all enough to let you know that this show deals with some more serious topics and themes, and viewer discretion is advised. If anything I list here sounds like, oh, I don't have the space to deal with this tonight, or this isn't a good topic for me to hear about, we totally understand if you sit with this one out. Your mental health is the most important thing. So, viewer discretion is advised. Twisted Veil is intended for mature audiences and engages with the following triggering themes. Consumer discretion is advised. The themes include violence, gore, drug use, various adult themes, adult language, sickness, horror, various phobias. And I know tonight, I have been told, and I believe these are triggering topics for some folks, there's going to be some stuff with memory loss, unreality, memory distortion, and having your mind fixed to believe things that aren't true. So if that's a triggering topic for you or something that you don't feel like you want to deal with right now, totally understand. We love you, and we'll see you next week if that's not something that you can sit with today. All right, those are all the announcements I have, other than I love you all. So I'm going to throw this one back to Brent.
Let's do it. I got nothing. Let's get into it.
You're not.
All right. Let's set the stage. Little music to set the ambiance, because nothing bad's gonna happen. So, por favor. Here we go. So, when we last left off, the party had entered the shadowy, dark area that seems to be a chamber of beds, no doubt where the children would have slept back when this workhouse was operational. However, the beds seem a little too tall. Everything seems quite big and the party seems small. As Nemo went to investigate, as Nemo moved through the area,
Whether by choice or not.
two long, spindly arms crept out of the bed, grabbed her by the ankles, and begun to pull her under. As this was going on, Ellie's attention was shifted to a tapping on her shoulder as she turned and saw perched on the wall was this horrifying visage of a woman in a Victorian dress, but where there should be a head or a face, there were eyes and sharp teeth. And let's put her back up on there, just to remind everyone what she looks like.
See the lovely lady.
The Widow Weaver. She glares down at Ellie. Ellie's looking up at her on the wall, and we're going to flip for initiative.
All right.
As this happens, right, Ellie just turns, shouting, attracting the attention of her comrades.
Actually, you don't flip for initiative. I'm sorry. What's your guys' initiatives?
No, we do flip for initiative.
Yeah, he's got a modifier.
Yeah, I got a 19. I am being dragged under this bed, and I start kicking, and I suddenly, I don't fully come to. I'm still deeply in a haze of whatever is happening here, but I do start screaming and making whimpering sounds and all that.
As we've established, Edward's mind's not quite what it used to be. I got a 0.
Very nice.
Still a little bit focused on how do you dispel that?
Doc's just still complaining. It's separated. We're in the freaking nest of it. I got a 5.
Okay. Ellie?
I got a 14.
Towards Edward.
Children are dying. I'm trying to help Doc.
At the top of the round, we are going to start off with Nemo. So,
Good.
Nemo, you are being pulled under the bed. It is before you is just like a cavernous darkness. Like you can't even see the figure of what is pulling you. There's just these 2 long jack skeleton-like arms, far too long, pencil thin, dragging you under as you're clawing at the wood. You can make a target number 7 evasion check. Otherwise, you are slowed for this turn.
Is it my action to make the evasion check, or is it an action point? Okay.
It is not an action point.
Unless I get a 1, I am automatically going to succeed on this. Awesome. I got a 15.
Okay. You are good. You manage to wiggle 3 as these long skeletal fingers with flesh clinging towards them are like still reaching for you. What would you like to do for your turn?
I'm going to kind of roll out from under it, and I'm going to pant again. Samson? And I'm going to look up and see that Ellie is there dealing with something. I don't know if I fully recognize Ellie, but I recognize what a larger threat is. Let's see. Is the blue dot the Widow Weaver?
Give me an investigation check.
Is that an action
target
point?
number 10. No.
Is it an action point?
No, I'm not going to make you spend on passive stuff like
Is
this.
investigation intellect, or are you talking about notice?
Notice, sorry. Wrong game.
Okay, so I got a 13. I'm very sorry for pulling this many good cards right now. I apologize to everyone.
Gonna screw the rest of your team.
Yeah.
So on the floor, you can see there's a very faint purple glowing circle of sigils, and there's like dust particles that are floating up from it. You're not entirely sure what it is, but it does look magical in nature.
I know my memories are all fucked up right now. I've got a lot of different memories tracking through my mind from a couple different lives. I think it's fair to say that I remember that there's a summoning circle for this bitch, right?
You do remember Edward sharing something about that from like the Egyptian book he'd found?
Okay, and that's the blue dot there on the floor?
Yes. So the blue dots will represent the summoning circle.
Okay. Can I, in my little circle of light, I'm not able to see any Widow Weaver figure.
You hear the shouts of Ellie up north. That's about it.
I'm going to point out the sigil on the floor, kind of babble out, because I can see both Doc and Edward standing there, and I have vague feelings about who they are. I'm just gonna point to it and go, with this summoning, and I'm gonna fucking, I can't see it, so I'm just gonna start charging. 1, 2. Do I have to jump under the beds, or can I go underneath them to continue charging?
I mean, it's double movement to go through beds, just like difficult
Okay.
terrain.
Okay, so that's 6. Okay, yeah, I can charge all the way. If the white dot is her, I can charge all the way up to her.
So you make it to the white dot, and you see what looks like running from the banisters down are thin, crystalline threads of silk.
So that's still not her? Where is she?
You don't know.
Okay, I can't see anything here.
That's what's great about doing things online. You have no
Okay.
idea.
So I charged, so I do get to take 2 attacks. What I would like to do is I'm going to use Marshall, but I would like to take something out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably my gun. I'm gonna, which is deepen it into your pocket, and I'm gonna try to rip the web apart with my gun so that I'm not directly touching it, just use it as a kind of makeshift thing. Or Ellie gave me a, yay, Ellie, did you give me a knife? Somebody
I
gave me a
gave you a
knife.
big knife.
Yeah, you
I'll
got
use the
Santiago's.
I'll reach in for my gun, find a knife in there, look very confused, and then start using the knife to try to rip it apart.
Roll an attack. We'll say target number 10.
What kind of attack can I use Marshall for it, or do I need to use melee?
It's melee because it's a knife.
Awesome. So that's might. Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Love that for me. What did you say the target number was?
10.
Cool. Well, I got 8 minus 2, so that's 6. I don't do it. But I do get to attack twice since I charged, so maybe
Sure. Go again.
7.
Still. You pull out the knife and slash across this, expecting these like webby crystalline threads to slice, but they're hard. Like when you hit them, there's like a ting, but it's almost like a thin steel rod, and it's all kind of intertwining with itself, and it does not shatter.
Okay. I'm just gonna be spinning after that does work. Just spin wildly around trying to see if I can see anything.
Next up,
Ellie.
Ellie, you are up.
Hey, what's happening to me? What's going on?
So you are by the Widow Weaver. It is
Okay.
perched on a wall. One of the long spidery legs have sort of tapped you on the shoulder and is still resting there. She is holding her parasol, sneering down at you, drool coming out of the maws, and says, "Are you lost, little one?"
Am I aware of where both Edward and Doc are?
If you look on the map and cannot see them, you just have a general idea of where they are, which was south. So the
Okay.
door you came in is like from the south of you.
Yeah, so-
Otherwise, no.
Yeah, I can see them. So
And you have a general idea.
Hearing some noise from Nemo shouting behind me, right? Having turned, saying, "Doc! Edward! I found it!" I take aim with my gun, and am I within melee to this creature, or am
You
I...
are within melee.
Okay, I'm gonna move myself up by it. I'm going to start shuffling backwards and take a shot.
So if you move backwards, it gets an attack of opportunity. In this game, it doesn't do damage, but it will stop you from moving if it hits you.
Okay, yeah. So I'll be backing up.
Okay, so you have to beat a target number against its attack, so 13.
Okay, cool. So great. I did not. I got a 6.
So you do not move away. So that is your first action.
Excellent. So then my second action with the Chesterfield 1879, I take aim and take a shot, kind of shooting from the hip, shooting a little wildly here. Let's see what happens.
Before you take a shot, this thing is terrifying. So when you attack it, you have to pass a target number 12 horror duel, or willpower in your case.
Okay, cool. I am 3 ranks in insanity, so I have -1 to my willpower, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool, because I had a willpower of 2, and so I'm down
not
3
one.
points.
There's
You're
only
down.
one.
I'm only
Yeah.
down 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, okay.
So now
Great.
you only have a +1.
I have a +1. Okay. And I have to get a what?
12.
12?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I didn't fight it.
Okay. What'd you get? Did you fail?
Yeah, I got a 9.
All right. So just to give you a heads up, for all intensive purposes, terrifying works like dragon fear in D&D, where you have to keep making the checks, but once you pass it, you're good.
Did
So
that
it's-
use then, since Ellie couldn't take the shot, did that use her action point to try to, or could
Yes.
she
When you
still-
fail a horror duel, you become paralyzed for
Oh.
your turn. So the rest of your turn is done. So, Ellie,
It also
you...
does take up your action to attempt the shot.
Yeah. Ellie, you pull out that gun, you aim, and traumatic childhood-like fear begins to overwhelm you. It creeps out from the shadows. What does that fear look like?
As Ellie sort of turns, seeing this creature who's saying, "Are you lost, little girl?" She turns, looking at it, and is reminded of when a time where, like, suddenly kind of things, that voice echoes in her head. She can hear the shifting of it to instead somebody in her factory when she was growing up, who was an older man when she was a young woman, just being like, "Hey, are you lost?" Being way too friendly in a situation where she was sort of alone, and she's like, and it's like immediately seizing a fear.
Beautiful. Yeah, that loneliness hits over you, and a badass gunslinging bounty hunter, for a brief moment, you remember that and feel like a small little girl, lost and alone. Next up is the Widow Weaver. She is going to attack you first. She is a 13, so give me that defense flip.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Got it. 15. I beat her.
Okay. Her claws come down and rake across you, but like in a panic, you raise the gun and it hits that. As a free action, something she can do,
Very good.
in front of Gary and Doc, you guys see those crystalline webs just come down and solidify. And then she is going to make you make another will save. This one's a 13, though.
Who?
You.
Me? Great.
Yes.
All right. All right. I failed.
Okay, so you are pushed your movement away from her. So
Ooh.
move your full movement back. When you failed, what suit did you get?
I failed with the Rams.
As this happens, the fear begins to solidify. That loneliness and hopelessness begins to wash over you, and you take 1 point of damage.
Ow. All right. Yeah, and I am off in the darkness. I can't see anybody here. So Ellie just sort of shuffles backwards and is now alone in the dark.
Okay. Next up is Doc.
All right. Hearing Ellie scream out, Doc will move towards Ellie. Do I see the Widow Weaver at this point?
Yep. If it's in your little circle of vision, then you see her.
Okay. She's just behind boxes, so I wasn't sure I could see her over that. In that case, Doc's going to grab the surgical surgical axe from his bag and throw it at her.
Okay. Give me that will save. Target number 12.
That's a 1, but I'm a
You won't cheat. You're a
I'm
cheater.
a cheat.
Cheater.
You're
I'm
a
a cheat
cheater.
with a 15.
Okay, you pull out that axe and you can feel the shadows, or you can see the shadows thickening, coalescing around you like ink moving towards you. But you quickly shake it off and hurl that axe, I assume. Her defense is a 12.
Okay. That will hit with a 13.
Nice.
All right, 13. So I believe that's
Two negative flips.
one negative flip,
Yeah.
2 negative flips, 1 negative flip.
One negative.
One negative.
Okay.
Meets.
Oh, that's my deck.
Oh,
Oh.
it's fine. Oh
Double
my god!
12s.
Get him,
Yes!
Doc. Get her.
done.
Man. What's that?
That's
Put us at?
severe damage, Doc.
Double 12s.
Where are you
severe
aiming,
damage.
Doc?
Oh, I'm going straight for like the neck shoulder area. So that's 3 points of damage with the
Oof.
portable axe.
3 points damage. Okay.
All right, you roll it through. You can see like she's kind of perched on the wall above the bookshelves, and it like lands and hits her right in the side. When it does, the axe falls out. It doesn't stick. But you can see there is no blood that comes out. Instead, there's now like an open hole, and you hear the sobbing of dozens of children, like a whisper kind of flowing out of the hole. And her head like looks over to you, and the grin widens.
Gross.
All right, after Doc is Edward. Wait, you moved through, so that should be your turn, unless you want to say something.
As she does that, Doc will just turn to her. Edward was so much scarier.
Edward is much scarier. Very nice. Very nice. Edward, you are up, my dude.
I'm going to move. I have a really slow move. I've got a movement at 3. So I'm going to move over here. I don't actually know where the summoning circle are. However, I do know where she is. So.
I pointed to you guys.
Indeed,
where it
I know.
was.
Loosely where it is, but
Yeah.
equally, that's a little bit pressing. So I'm going to walk over and then just have my eyes glow yellow, extend my hand. You are not one for this world. And Spirit Barrage.
Okay. Her will saves are.
I need to terror check first.
Yeah, do your thing. See if you get that suit.
No, it's a terror check in order to, which I failed, but then I will cheat in a
Y'all cheaters.
6, which my plus. Actually, I couldn't. I've only got a +5. I'm mistaken.
Wonderful. Okay, so then you fail. You hold out, begin to summon that ancient Egyptian energy.
Actually, though, I just remembered one thing I can do. I can chi point to increase it by 1. Miss chi point it. So I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Barely.
All right. What is she? It's her willpower, I believe.
Yeah, it's willpower save.
Okay. Target number is 13 for her. So flip your necromancy.
Which, let's spend a second chi point to give myself advantage on this. I also need to draw 1 from getting that off, so then draw 2. So it's what you said the willpower was 12.
Target number is 13 for her for her defense.
13. Okay, so that's fail. However, with advantage, that's going to be a pass with a negative flip on damage. However, because of my chi point, I've got a positive, so it's a straight flip for damage. Severe, 4 damage. 4
Okay.
damage, Brent.
She begins to wither. Her skin begins to cling more to her face as, like she just becomes like a husk of herself, thin and gaunt.
Join your master in the abyss.
Right.
All right, and then we are top of the round, Nemo.
Everybody, we had to reshuffle the deck, so everybody gets to draw a twist card.
Ooh,
Very
I have them.
nice.
love this. Love this from me. That's not a good card, but okay. It's my turn, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. I can't see anything that's happening, but there's a lot of sound coming from one area. I have the vague idea that they are all north of me, right?
Yes.
And I don't feel like these spider webs are going to shoot me if I try to move.
No, they didn't seem to interact.
To be fair, she might be able to see Doc because he's holding a lantern still. So
That's fair enough. Yeah, you can make out where Doc is.
Where is Doc? I'm gonna run up to Doc. I'm gonna take
I
my
don't know.
walk action of 6.
I'm toward the upper right. If that helps.
So I still can't see anything. So, this was stupid. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take my full action to run, I guess.
In the dark,
Are
what
you
is this? What is this to Nemo? Is it just running through the dark, or
I
Like
am
what-
setting foot on a dark path. I am running through the dark to the only light that I can see, which is Doc, who I will fully say that I do
Classic.
not recognize. I'm very fast. Mechanically, I'm very fast, but it's very staggery, twisting around, looking for anything as I just run into this area, and I'm just gonna whirl around. I'm gonna look at Ellie, who currently is the only person that I think Nemo would be capable of recognizing, and just stare at her at a complete loss of what to do, and that will end my turn.
you
Okay.
see Ellie? Ellie is just standing there, and similar to when she froze against the riot breakers, she's frozen again, sweat coming down the brow, just staring in the direction of where the dark.
The wall begins to shimmer around the Widow Weaver. Ellie, you get one last glance at her just as she stares at you, and then the shadows turn into hands, wrap around her, and almost lovingly pull her back, and she vanishes. Nemo, she
Uh-oh.
emerges from the webs right next to you. She can do that for free at the beginning of a round. She's going to use an action point to heal 2.
Okay.
And then she's going to try to mess with your head. So give me
Okay.
that target number 13 save.
Let me check some stuff, because I've got some willpower stuff, but I don't think anyone's gonna help me. Yeah, I got a 6 of tomes.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, no? Oh, no, I don't then.
It wasn't her turn. You're right. That was Nemo. Ellie's next.
Yes!
I
should
apologize.
Should I return this card to the deck then? What should I do with it?
Just
The
put it in the
card that I-
discard.
Cool. I didn't want it anyway.
There we go. My bad. Ellie, do your thing.
Okay, I am frozen in fear, staring at this Widow Weaver as hands begin to coalesce around her. Right, she's gonna still probably do her magic of whatever the hell she's doing. That's spooky and scary. I am going to sort of first just turn and look around. I can now see all 3 of us. All 3 of my companions. So I'm gonna look. What do each of you look like? Like in this dark, right? I am like turning and glancing. I'm in a panic state.
A literal zombie with like bits of porcelain attached to its flesh, with glowing yellow eyes and spirits floating around him.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Not overly friendly direct appearance.
Nemo looks exactly like she did when you opened that stall door and saw her hiding in the bathroom.
All right.
No.
That
That was
it.
a weird sentence.
That's all I
Yeah,
needed.
when you first met me.
That's all I needed. I see Nemo, right? The DC to break the sphere is 12. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. I see Nemo. I am reminded of when Nemo was stuck alone in a room with somebody who she didn't want to be with. As that fear sits with me, I am going to cheat, immediately get a 12, and as staring at Nemo, just break free of it and snarl, like just sort of this guttural snarl at the Widow Weaver before aiming the gun with my one good eye and just taking a shot at the Widow Weaver, shooting at her.
Okay. I believe target number 12 is also her AC. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so I do this with disadvantage because I'm partially blind.
What, buddy?
Well, I missed horribly.
Filled with a new vigor, you fire, it hits the wall right next to her. You still have your second action? Or action point?
It would have been taken an action to break the fear, if I'm correct.
No, it's not an action to do. It's either it's ride or die, essentially.
Second shot, then.
Give me that shot.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. All right, with a disadvantage, that is a 14 to hit her.
Okay, that'll hit.
All right, great. Wonderful. Then, so this would be with 1 negative flip for damage. And that is weak damage, so I deal 2 points of damage as the Chesterfield shoots, shooting into her.
All right. I need a critical flip for the bad guy.
Oh, really?
I did a critical.
No, she's at
zero.
yeah, she's below 0.
Okay. Because the damage that I flipped when I did the attack was a masks, I trigger my long arm sniping feature of sniping, so I get to choose the body part of which I am shooting her on for my critical effect.
Beautiful.
So I'm immediately aiming for her head and shooting at her head. So I flip now my card to do the critical effect.
What's the modifier for that one, Brent? How many below 0?
She's 1 below 0.
So add 1.
All right, 11.
11 plus 1, so 12 critical to the head.
12 critical to the M with a weak damage, which is that the wound is particularly deep and suffers 1 damage that does not generate a critical effect. Do I just do another damage to her?
Yeah.
Take that.
Growling, snarling, she takes aim with the first shot. It's shit. It's the worst shot ever. She's like, oh god. Takes aim again, really centers it, looks over across with the one gut eye over towards Nemo, then relocks in and then just shoots right into the head.
Boom. Scrapes across. You can see like there's another hole now that's howling like wind. She's looking pretty bad at this point. All right. Now this time after Ellie, now she goes. Okay. Back to what we were doing.
Hey.
She's gonna warp over there. She's gonna say hello to Nemo. She's gonna do her 0 action to make another web. Boop. Put one. We'll say down here, and then give me a target number. 13 defense to hit you, Nemo.
Defense, okay, for damage.
Yep.
Could we do the mental health one first? Because I got 19 defense.
No.
I want to say I don't even look at her. Like, I am maintaining eye contact with Ellie, and I just dip slightly out of the way as she tries to hit me. No reaction.
All right. She rakes claws at you, misses, and then she'll use her second action to do a will save against you. Same thing, target number 13.
Yeah, I got a 7 because I'm -1 right now, so I got a 7.
What suit?
Tomes.
Tomes. Okay. You get a 7. When you do that, another web marker crystallizes. Not on you, sorry. Right next to you.
Okay.
And she heals for 1 point of damage as she begins to feast on your fear.
What is the... What do I experience?
I don't know. What do you experience? What do you see as this tall, skinny, gaunt creature rises up to her full height on these spidery legs and towers over you?
I'm still staring at Ellie, the one thing that I'm holding onto right now. And I'm going to say for a second, Ellie has her sleeves rolled up, right? Like we can see her arms.
I mean, you can see my mechanical arm, yeah.
Okay. Well, just any areas of skin that you can see, her wrists, her neck, any open area of space. For a second, Nemo sees covered in tattoos. And then Ellie turns and begins to leave the room. And then I'm
Ellie
just watching
abandons
her
you.
go. Yeah.
Okay. As part of that as well, move your full movement away from her.
Any particular direction?
As
Or
long as
can
it's
I
away
choose
from
the
her.
I'm gonna fucking follow Ellie out.
Okay. All right. Next up is Doc.
Right. I'm gonna move over to where I threw the axe, and then use my second action point to pick up the axe. I'm guessing.
All right.
Can I find it right away, or is it like did it fall behind something?
You got a lantern. I'll say it's just like it's laying on the ground over there.
Okay, and then I have one more point of movement, so I'm just gonna start moving back towards things. But
All right. You run, grab it, get ready to hurl it again. Edward, you're up.
I did say to leave this place, and again, will Spirit Barrage.
All right. Her will save.
I've already passed the terrifying check, so I don't need to do it again, do I? I think if you passed it, 24 hours you got, I think.
No, I gotta do a will save for her not to get hit, right?
Yeah, however, I'm quite able to have passed terrifying check, though. Is that the rules? Making sure?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Once you pass the terrifying, you're golden.
Right. Do I want to spend
When did you pass it?
last turn when I shot her?
Yeah, he cheated it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
And then do I want to spend another chi point on this? No, I'm just going to do a straight attack. I'm going to see how it goes. That was a good choice. I got a 13. So with that modifier, that's +6. It's a 19. So I think that's
her mental defense is 13, so that puts you at was it straight?
+6 to it. I think it's a straight flip.
Yeah, straight flip.
Sweep, which is an 8, being moderate damage. That being a 3 damage.
Okay. With the heal from Nemo and the heal from her action points, she's back at 0.
So that is another crit, isn't it?
Yep.
So boop, draw, and that's a 6 on the moderate table. That is hyperventilating. Every action the character takes has a TN increased by 2. Every time the character takes the one action pass action, she may attempt a toughness challenge at the TN equal to 8 plus her current negative wounds. On a success, she ends the critical effect.
Do actions count as attacks in this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Although she has to take the pass action in order to try and ignore it. She has to take an action just to kind of center herself.
Okay.
It's the specific action she has available to her.
Is that her full? Is that a 2 action point action or?
No, it's a one action. It's a one action point pass action. She can attempt a toughness challenge in order to center herself.
Okay.
so in our case, her actions would be -2 TN.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we need to beat is 2 less. So all those will saves will now be 11 instead of 13. Or
It depends
10
if she's taking the
instead of
action
12,
to do
whatever.
it. The one that you're looking at her.
Yeah,
is not an
the
action
terrifying
for her,
won't
so
change, but if she attacks you, it'll be easier.
Okay. Cool. What does that look like?
Yeah.
Both the spell and her hyperventilating.
Obviously, well, it's up to Brent exactly what the Widoweaver ends up reacting with, but as my spirits end up latching onto her, I'm going to try and pull some of the spirits from the children that she's devoured back out against her, and have them try to rip her towards the ground. and pull her in
Very
place.
nice. Yeah. Tons of angry little ghost children begin to seep out of those wounds and start to pull at her flesh. I like that. All right. You still got your move, Edward, right? That's only one action point?
Yeah, that's only one action point. I might just do it again to see if I can banish her. Yeah, let's do it again. I'm going to spend a chi point this time to gain advantage on this and the damage flip. Knocking me down to 2 chi points. I'm spending them quite quickly, which isn't good. So that's draw. The 8 doesn't matter too much because I also got a red joker, which I'm going to decide to be crows to heal myself up back to full.
Rock and roll.
Alright.
But it's also severe damage on her, right? 'Cause that's the second hit.
That isn't the damage flip, that's the hit. It's a flip, although I believe it would be with a plus 14 plus 6. No, it'd still be a straight flip.
Do it.
Oh, I do
So
have
Gary-
advantage because of my cheat point, so it would be with advantage.
Can you tell us exactly how many hit points you heal back up to?
9.
Ridiculous. I just want to remember with the hero how ridiculous it was.
Edward is pretty tanky. Okay, that's another moderate damage. No, it's weak damage. Which is another 2 damage. So it is a weak table with a +2 on the flip.
She's at 0, so
It's just a 2 damage, so wouldn't that be?
it's more
plus
crit.
2? Yeah, no, but you add the amount of damage below 0, which is 2 in this case.
Right.
So it would be a 9 on the weak table. Which is the character becomes slow until the end of her next turn.
Okay.
As the children actually manage to get a hold of her arms and physically hold her in place. Let's have them chanting about things they were brave about rather than scared of.
They're connecting
God.
and reminiscing on the good days before all the creepy shit. I like that.
Of dreams rather than nightmares.
Very nice. Edward, after you use top of the round, Nemo.
Okay. Okay, so I can see her, right? I'm gonna fully 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would you consider that a straight line? Is that a straight line if I go zhurk? I'm not turning around or anything, but I might have to like dip around the side of the bed. Because I know to charge I need to be going in a straight line.
I think you have to hit them. I
Well,
don't think you can end up next to them. Like, you have to have a
Well,
straight
I was
line
gonna-
at them.
Oh, I can't be diagonal to her?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I can't be in... Well, I'm standing right beside her. Is that not okay? I have to run a direct line where I just go straight here, but I can't be on the spider webs, right?
Yeah, like to get the charge, like you have to be able to clash into her.
Well,
You have
I'd
to
be
have
able to run up and... I mean, I'm within melee range to attack. That doesn't qualify?
You can get your normal attack.
I mean, if I... Okay, sure. Let me unfold all my attacks. I'm gonna run up to her, and I'm just gonna do a basic... I had a moment where I wanted to pickpocket her, but I don't think now is the time. I'm gonna do a basic martial attack. Awesome. What is my TM to hit her?
It's lowered by 2, so 10.
I got 11 of crows, which I believe is
It's
one
not lowered by
disadvantage.
2. It's only her actions. If she takes the action, it's lowered by 2.
Mhm.
Oh, never mind. Then it's 12.
Cool, so 7. Like, I'm 11. And I don't feel like cheating this one, because there's more important things for me to cheat on. So I'm just gonna run up to her. Essentially, I take a moment and I like grab Ellie's sleeve, and it's a little bit weird because you're just standing there. A moment where I kind of draw back a little bit, and I walk backwards, and then I start running away to go be next to the Widow Weaver to hopefully absorb some attacks. I also did not. I don't think I've succeeded on the terror check yet, so I don't even know if I should have been able to attack. I forgot about that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, can you
I
flip that for me real
failed
quick?
either way. Okay. I got a 13 on my terror check.
That'll pass.
Okay.
So you'll get the
Seeing that
swipe.
Ellie is not actually leaving, and that she doesn't actually have any tattoos, and that she's just standing there a little bit confused by my actions, I have regained the will to fight. Cool. Alright, that's the end of my turn.
I looked up charge. You just have to be within threat range, so you do get a second attack with your charge.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry. I'm making it complicated.
It's all good.
I got a 1, so I got a 5 on my other attack. So I still don't do it.
You come in swinging hard, but the fear and the darkness just you don't get a good
Yeah.
pin on her.
I like jump up onto her back and I try to loop my arm around her head, and my hand kind of goes into the slit that Doc had rammed into her neck, and it just slips off, and I'm just hanging off the back of her by one hand as I'm trying to climb back on and grapple. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. After Nemo is Ellie.
All right. At the start of my turn, I'm gonna shout over to Ed, who I can see as well as Doc. I'm just quickly looking at both of them to make sure they're okay as I see Nemo fighting with the Widow Weaver, and I shout over to Ed, Ed, how do we get rid of this thing? And
the runes.
All right, and I just take aim with the gun. You two, deal with it.
I'm just imagining this frantic yell and then Edward, runes, and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much. They think about it for a moment. Yeah, them.
And so I take aim, and I'm gonna shoot twice again. Here we go again with my disadvantaged eyes. I missed with the first one, and I missed with the second one. As I take aim, I aim twice, and I'm just. Fortunately, I do not have any risk of shooting Nemo, as I am taking aim because I have a feat that is unequaled accuracy, though that is not reflected in my aiming right now.
Beautiful.
As I shoot at the Widow Weaver.
You fire 2 shots as the bullets whiz over her head. Next up is her. She's slowed, so she'll get 1 action. She'll use her free action to make another web. And then she's going to take a swipe at Nemo. But the target number is lowered by 2. So that puts her at 10.
15 of rams.
All right, swing and a
I
miss.
like my fingers are digging into that hole in her neck as I keep trying to climb up, and like her head is being wrenched to the side. I'm pretty much just crawling up onto her as she tries to swing me off.
She does her best, but does not manage to get a hold of you as you are scampering around. After that is Doc.
All right. I'm gonna move next to Ed. Up to there. I can see her again. So Doc's just running, holding the lantern in one hand, the axe in the other, and just gonna throw it. No, because he wasn't there. He will not throw it. Instead, I'm gonna use my action to look for runes because that's all Ed gave us.
I pointed there. You know that they're south of you. That's the only thing you know about the location of one of the rooms.
Gotcha. Okay, then I will keep moving down south as much as I can.
Beautiful. Do you double move or single move?
That's a double move to get there.
It's a big map. I underestimate how big this map is sometimes. All right, you take your lantern and begin to sort of trudge through the darkness. After you is top of the round, Nemo.
Do I not get an activation?
Say it again.
Do I not get an action?
He's after me.
Yeah,
Oh,
Carrie,
Edward,
go.
sorry. It's 0, so my brain processed it as nothing because your initiative's 0.
No, I'm just really
Carrie
slow.
doesn't get the ball.
I mean, Ed's dead. He's just not that dead.
Ed's lying
He's
down
like
on the
pretty
ground.
dead. It's more life for you lot, kinda. I've got 9 wins. I'm gonna
Do
look
your thing,
over to Nemo and Ellie. Can you hold her while I dispel it?
Yeah, hurry up.
Wonderful. I'm gonna use his grand total of 3 moves to double move. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna. Yeah, I can't do too much. I'm quite slow. But I'm gonna keep moving down towards where one of the runes are.
All right, you slowly, almost like a zombie, begin to trudge south towards the runes.
A shamble.
Yeah, there you go, shamble. After you, top of the round is Nemo.
I'm gonna try to, with the hand that's not holding onto her neck, try to point to where it was, which is still, it's pretty much just in the south of the room. It's on before any of the beds, closer to the wall, that direction, I think. It's been a while since I've seen it, I can't see it anymore. And then I'm gonna take 2 martial attacks. I'm gonna try to swing that arm up and try to grind my fingernails into her eyes, and then I'm just gonna try to stick my teeth on the other side into the slit of her neck and rip back for my 2 martial attacks.
All right.
Jesus
Target number
Christ.
14. Or sorry, target number 12.
Well, I got an 8 on one of them and a 6 on the other. I'm gonna cheat my second one to be 16. A 16. What's her defense right now? How far above that her defense is 16?
She's 12.
Okay, so that's only a 4, so that's 1 negative? Or is that straight? For people who understand mechanics better than I do.
4 is 1 negative.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's gonna be a 3 for damage, which is weak damage, which is only 1 point of damage. My hand doesn't quite get into her eyes, but I do get my little canine stuck in her neck, and I'm just trying to rip back, but her flesh is so tough and kind of like hairy the way that a spider's is that I'm getting stuck, and I'm just kind of like hanging off mostly by my teeth from her neck and just like kicking with my legs to try to knock her knees out. It's not very effectual, but man, Nemo's doing her best.
Like an angry, cracked out, savage child just going to town on it. All right. I mean, she's at 0, so that's another crit.
Wow, okay, but it was
she's at 0.
So it's a weak crit, right?
Yep.
Has she healed up yet, or she's still in negatives?
She's still in the negatives. She's at like -3.
So you get a +3.
I get a +3, and then I draw a card, right? To see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So I got an 11, so I got a 14 of masks. Which I don't know if anyone else has the critical
Which is
table up.
paralyzed until the end of her next turn. Stunned from pain.
Okay. Awesome. How does me trying to rip her neck off paralyze her, Brent?
You get some sensitive tendons beneath them teeth, and they begin to crash together, and she just sort of freezes up.
Okay. That's the end of my turn.
All right.
Nemo's gonna make her afraid of children.
After Nemo is Ellie.
I'm 19! I'm an adult! Legally.
Ellie, what are you doing?
Ellie is muted.
You're
Yeah,
muted.
Ellie's gonna move. Ellie's gonna move herself so she's pinned up against one of the beds, and is just sort of aiming and watching as Nemo has now paralyzed the Widow Weaver, and shouts into the darkness, now unable to see Ed and Doc, and says, "Clean up the rune. Make sure there are no others." And then takes aim and is going to shoot once because I already moved once.
All right. Roll to hit. Target number 12.
I miss horribly with a black joker.
I mean, with just an attack, we'll say the gun freezes and you gotta unjam it.
Damn it! And I'm just punching the gun, making it rework. And that's my turn.
All right. After Ellie is the Widow Weaver. She's paralyzed. After her is Doc.
Gonna keep running south. I'll move the 5 feet. Is this blue thing the runes?
Yes.
The blue is the rune,
Those are
yeah.
the runes down south.
Yeah.
Okay. I can make it to him. I'm just gonna, Doc just goes to him and looks down, realizes that he has no idea what the hell he's doing, and just... Edward, get over here! It's over here!
I am coming.
And then that's both action points to run, so...
Okay. You see magical shit that you wish was mechanical. And shout out to Edward. Edward, you're up.
Wait, gonna move down further. Actually, just get me in base contact with it. So next turn I can dispel that, hopefully.
All right, you continue to shamble down, inch by inch, cinch by cinch, to make it to the rooms.
Indeed, as I get closer, my eyes will start to glow yellow as I prepare to do some magic shite next turn.
All right, you ready up your magical abilities to try to counter that spell. Top of the round, Nemo.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I want to sling myself up onto her shoulder, keep my mouth in her neck, and I'm trying to get other hand over to also be in that hole that Doc left, and I'm just trying to rip her head off. I might not get all the way, but that's what I'm going for. Teeth and hand to do that together.
Give me those
This
flips.
is why there is a warning for gore. It's entirely me. What is my target number for these attacks?
12.
Okay, I got 14 on the first one and only 6 on the second. But the 14 will hit, right, with 1 negative to the damage. Yeah, so I got only 1 damage, so that's weak damage, which is 1 point of damage for me.
So I think those are at -4 now.
Okay, so I got a 1 of tomes, so that's only going to be a 5-tome critical. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have the criticals up.
The attack catches the character off guard if it's a weak thing, and the character falls prone.
Okay. Yeah, as I'm just like ripping, I don't get her head off, but I managed to like fuck her up enough that she starts keeling over, I guess.
All right, yeah. Paralyzed, you begin to shake and throw your weight around, and she falls prone.
Okay, she's not paralyzed anymore, I think.
The paralyzed lasts for 1 turn, so
yeah.
You can still
But I
hyperventilating.
use the last of that paralyzation to just shook her over onto the floor.
Okay, that puts her at -5. Next up, or was that both your attacks?
Yeah, one of them missed severely, so I think that's just me trying to find my grip on her
Okay.
very bloody face.
Ellie, you're up.
Yep. I'm continuing to sort of get closer. I'm just watching this, and I'm gonna move a couple of steps towards Nemo, just watching this while trying to get a sense of what the other two are doing, though I can't see them, and then just take 1 shot yet again at the Widow Weaver.
Target number 12.
Okay, I got a 15 on this,
That'll hit.
so that's and that
-1.
was- Just to check. Okay, yep, that's 1 -1. Okay, cool. So I do medium damage, so I do 3 damage to her.
So that puts her at -8.
Yep, so be a flip +8 on the moderate damage table.
Sounds good.
Flip high.
I wish I could. All right. As I take aim again, I'm shouting into the darkness, "Finish it up! Hurry up!" And do deep tissue damage. So any critical effects against this creature now have their modified everything is added +2 for the critical effect tables. If they target the location of this, which was rams, to the damage. Yeah.
So chest.
So if we do rams again, we get +2.
Nice.
Damn. All right, that's your first shot. You can shoot again?
Nope, I already moved, so I'm not shooting again.
Cool. All right, you fire, blast right into her when she's on the ground. She's looking pretty beat. After Ellie is her turn. She is going to use an action point to try to do her toughness to burn that thing. So I need someone to flip for her. Her modifier for toughness is tenacity, so 3.
Does she get a flip or does she automatically succeed?
No, she has to beat a 8+ her current negative wounds. Never mind. There's not even a point for that, because that would be a target number 16. All right, fuck it. Never mind. She's going to take a -2 to everything. All right, so she's going to, for her 0, warp around the board a little bit more through the webs. Nah, she'll stay on Nemo. She ain't gonna warp. Nemo's messing with her. All right, she's gonna swing at Nemo twice. So target number is 10. Or sorry, 11.
Okay, so I got a 11 and a 10. So she does hit once. And I'm
All right.
not gonna cheat because I haven't taken any damage yet. Might be foolish, I don't know. It was
You're
a
hard to
max, 'cause
wound, so that's a -3 flip.
yeah, they get a negative to the flip for hard to wound.
Yeah, but
And
she
am I
only beat
still
you by
under the
1.
doctor's care?
You can only have a maximum of double negative, so it'd be 3 cards at the lowest.
Okay.
Flip all
yes,
them.
you are
flips.
still
So
under
draw
doctor's care.
3 and take the lowest.
Yes.
It's worth mentioning, if I remember correctly, she has a couple of triggers.
Yeah,
whichever one she failed
I'm
with.
gonna move her afterwards. She just got the she gets moved
Okay.
Okay.
with the mass trigger.
See how much damage do I take?
It moves Nemo.
You take 2 points of damage, and you are going to be moved back up here.
Okay, what is she? Like,
You
does she
are-
just throw me?
You are pulled into the shadows and reemerge next to that web.
Oh, okay. So I'm just magically teleported. I'm not ripped away.
No.
Okay.
Like
So
stepped
I'm
into the Vale
like
of Dreams.
mid-air. I'm like biting down on the cobwebs now. And
All right. Next up is. Actually, you know what? She'll just burn another legendary to start moving after you guys. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boop. All right. Next up is Doc.
All right. Edward, how can I help you with this thing?
How much magic do you know?
Almost none.
Can you keep her off me?
I can try.
That should suffice.
I will. Doc will move up to here and then just start yelling at her. Come on, you horrible thing! Come and get me where you are. Actually, I'll move to here to try and get her to. And I'm going to chuck the axe at her since no one else is around her. All right.
Target number 12.
Yep, that's a 13 to hit,
That'll hit.
which gives me a negative, which is an 11 or a 3, so that's weak damage. So it does 1 point of damage as it, this time just like scrapes and gashes just across her arm as she's kind of moving down towards the runes.
She's at -8, so give me that crit flip.
Okie dokie. Negative
So,
8.
so you did 1 more point, so that'd be -9 now.
Okay. That makes it a 12. She just gets 1 extra point of damage, so she's at -10 now, but does not suffer the critical on it.
-10.
And then that's both Doc's actions.
All right. Next up is Edward.
You're trying to spell it?
Give me a counterspell check. Target number 12.
Yep. 7. What's my modifier to that? Modifier of 4. That would be 11. And I can spend 1 chi to increase any magical ability by 1. So I'm spending a chi to get 12.
Beautiful. You wave your hands over it, your eyes glowing with that yellow energy, and the runes just slowly, that purple glow begins to dissipate and they fade to ash.
That appears to be 1 down. I do not know how many more she has.
All right. Next up is top of the round.
Is that both activate? Is that both actions?
Sorry, no, that's 1. Counterspell is just 1. You can still move. Or or attack her or do something else.
Yeah, let's just shoot her. I'm just like, yeah, I'm in range. I've got range 12. So let's just straight attack flip against her.
Target number 12.
Yep, that's a 9 plus 6. So, yep. With a negative, obviously that needs to be reshuffled. How do I reshuffle these again? I don't know how to work this.
I got it.
Thank you. And everyone draws a card.
Woo! Wow, I'm getting so many terrible cards.
So it'll be with a negative. So that is weak damage. Which is 2. And
Was it a ram?
it, in order to hit, the hit flip was, actually I can't remember.
I think for the critical effect, what was the suit?
Oh, the critical effect, I think it was ram, yeah.
All right,
Think.
so your hit puts her at a negative 12, but she takes 2 more because of the thing Jake did to her with his critical hit. So that's
Okay,
negative 14.
Okay, so I've got plus 14 to the flip, which means I think it's going to have to go on the other table anyway. Draw, that's an 8 plus 14, which will put it on the next table. Which, do you continue the modifier on the next table? Did anyone know? I think you do. Yeah, you do. So on the moderate table,
It keeps going.
Yep.
Moderate only goes up to 15.
so that puts it over to the severe table, which will be 9 plus 8, did you say?
She was at negative 14, so it's whatever
Oh.
you flip plus 14.
9 plus 14. Anyone here good at maths?
23.
9 plus
23.
14. Yeah.
23, that is bloody mess. Say if the target was living or undead, every living creature within 4 must take a horror tool at TN of 8 plus half target's rank value, rounded up, as she is pretty much obliterated.
All right.
Okay.
Tell me how that looks.
Okay. Because
As you obliterate her.
Rams is her chest, yeah. So see, it amputates her chest as well. Okay, so I am going to have every soul of every child she has tormented come out at once, and just all from the inside of her chest start to tear out. Each one of them saying one thing they did where they overcame a nightmare. As they all tear out and they disperse back into the air.
Okay. Dozens of spectral children crawl out of her open, gaping wound and begin to scream and berate her and talk about all the terrible things she's done as she wreathes in pain, holding her head until she explodes in necrotic black energy and nothing is left but the shredded dress. And you guys are off the clock.
Return to dreams.
Is
And
she
I'll stand up straight.
is she gonna
So that-
come back?
Nope,
I
that's
So
it.
that was one of the runes. What do we do with the other ones? Do we
I
have to do those to
recommend
get rid of them?
destroying them while we're here, just for safety.
Okay, where are they? Let's find them.
I do not know. And lap around the room, try and find any other rooms. I assume
Yeah.
you're off
Oh, I
initiative,
have
so
the light.
You're off initiative. You take a little bit of time. You find a few that are still faintly glowing. Take the time to counterspell them, not really being on the clock at this point.
I believe it is done.
All right.
How certain
Nemo.
are
Go ahead. Sorry.
What was that, Wolf?
you? Edward, how certain are you that it's done?
As certain as I can currently be. From creatures like her, I have thought that tends to be the end. Once
What's that
their
mean, like-
bindings are gone.
I'm certain that it's done. It's a 0.1% chance. That's as certain as I can be. Do you have a
I
percentage? You're just not very
say
clear.
Probably high 80s.
That's a lot to do.
I mean, of course, she is still a creature of nightmare. People could summon her again. But this summoning is done. And it'd require another mage to bring her back.
There's still a bit of her body.
There are clothes.
I want to go over to the bloody mess. Is there any trophy by which I can take to prove that this thing is dead?
For the most part, it's eradicated, but there's like a hollowed out, what's left of like a long spider leg with like hairs sticking on it.
Nemo is going to be in the two beds that were pushed together in the corner. She's she's taking off all the sheets. She's looking at the pillowcases because Samson left something for her here. She knows it. She used to live here. She is looking for what he left because he wouldn't have left. He would have left something. And she's doing it quietly. She stealths over. She's not making a big deal out of it, but she is going to rip those beds apart.
Are we all okay?
I think so. I'm all right. Doc, you're okay?
I mean, I wasn't physically hurt, but I mean, she kind of exploded right in front of me. Edward, what did you do to her?
I let the children she tormented have their revenge.
Well, I guess it worked.
I personally am not one for fighting, but a lot of people have been hurt by that creature.
Well, it's dead now.
It
Got
is.
through it.
I believe you were there for a reward from the guild. That is yours.
I believe we made a deal of the percentage you would get.
I do not need much for money.
Okay.
But I mean, you can use it to buy us more pizza.
Take my share for pizza then.
Done.
Perfect.
I personally seek to eradicate other nightmares, other creatures of that plane. She is not alone.
Are you
Well,
saying
would
there's
this-
another plane beyond these two?
I'm sorry.
Are you saying that there's another plane beyond these two? Beyond Malifaux and, well, Earth?
Many.
I've never
Though
heard of
not
such a thing.
all of them available for standard mages, far beyond my own capability. Earth's mythology came about for a reason, did it not?
Doc just kind of gives you like this questioning look as he kind of tilts his chin up a little bit. Just kind of like trying to study you, and well, either way, you tell a tall tale.
Perhaps in time you will see more.
Well, I don't want to see
Like
any more
I
of
hope
this,
not.
please.
That creature surely served as evidence about other such entities in the world.
Quick question for you, Ed.
Yes.
Should we burn this place to the ground? Was her lair?
I think, out of respect for the children that were harmed here, it'd be best that no guild official ever sets back up shop. If it burnt down tragically in the fight, well, there's very little we could do to stop it.
All right. Everybody, you want to set to Nemo? Nemo.
Nemo has fully the knife that you gave her is in the floorboards next to the bed, trying to pry them up. And when she looks over her shoulder at you, she's got full black ichor coming out of her mouth for when she was biting stuff. Like, it looks like the messiest eating of a jelly sandwich, just all over, halfway up her arms as well. Just kind of staring over her shoulder at you as she's trying to get underneath the floorboards.
Ed, is she possessed? And I aim my gun over at Nemo.
I believe she is scared. I'll walk over. Nemo, are you
What?
okay?
Who's asking? Who's that? What? What do you want?
You do not know me all that well, but we have met. My name is Edward,
Right.
and I am at least an ally.
You look fucking freaky.
That I do. Died a long time ago. I will sit down on the floor next to her. You know, in this place, I am not the only unusual character you will meet. Personally, I have forgotten more than I remember. But who I was in life matters little. For who I am now, I intend to help people. I believe it's a new life. Edward Carter, not the man I was. These are good people. They will look after you.
What about? So, if you had a life before and you left it, then what about all the people that you just left them then?
I either do not remember them or they are long dead. I do miss them though. And I would like to see them again one day. But the people I know now, they are just as worthy of help and just as worthy of my attention. I would not saunter the opportunities I have been given with this new life. For I would not have met you. I would not have seen a gun. Or tasted the pizza. It was strange.
I don't like pizza. I quite
Nor
like
do I.
spaghetti. I really don't like guns at all.
I was personally quite partial to honey and grapes. But times have changed.
Yeah,
I recommend trying it one day.
honey and grapes.
Yes.
Will do. I'll try, favour. I don't know. I'll try it.
I hope you like it.
Thanks, I guess. Thank you.
Are you looking for something?
Can you tell me where we are exactly right now?
We are in an abandoned workhouse. Our memories and fears were brought by a nightmare. A lot of what is here is not real.
And was I here when you got here?
No, you came with us.
Okay.
I extend my hand to offer to help her up.
Yeah, I'll stand up with him. I'll reach through my pockets, making sure I've got my gun. Making sure I've got all my stuff. Got my
You came
bracelet.
here with Ellie and Doc. I am, to the best of my knowledge, to believe they are your friends. This has happened. This has happened before, and I'll remember in a minute. It'll all be fine. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry you have to. You're not apologize.
Sorry you have to do this. Yeah.
We helped people today. You did well. A little girl can sleep soundly knowing that.
Nora,
Yes.
right? Right. We've got to go get there's the boy in the other room. We've got to make sure we bring him out with us, right?
We shall go check on him, yes.
Right. Thanks. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Look over to all the others and kind of expecting them to come join.
I was talking to Doc while you were talking to Nemo, like watching, but just turning to Doc. You okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was stupid that we came in here, but it was well worth it, seeing the outcome. But things are also a lot more certain when you know the outcome, are they not?
Sure. Sometimes stupid pays, though.
Sometimes it pays with your life.
That's true. I've yet to encounter that fully, I guess.
I mean, you paid with your eye.
Yeah. Well, we didn't pay for much this time.
I think we got lucky. I think we should consider ourselves lucky here.
Question for you. Did you notice how bad I was at shooting?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna hit me a couple times there.
Okay, it's okay.
That
Okay.
wasn't even close.
You just had to say yes. I didn't need to see her anymore, all right? Shouldn't have asked. I don't think you told the kid yet, but you should put the eye in me.
Ellie, Doc kind of grabs your chin and adjusts it to like view kind of the scar and pulls up the bandage just slightly and just says, I agree. If you're going to continue on the way of the stupid, I think that it's a necessity.
Okay, that one hurt. That one stung. I'm just going to say that right now. I know. Okay.
You'll be okay. You're a tough one.
You can't put me under, though. I got to be awake for this whole thing.
I mean, my assumption is you'll pass out during it, but I guess we can start like that.
Well, we'll see how far I get. All right, you two good over there?
We are now. Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
burn this place to the ground.
Checking
We
up.
may wish to leave first. Fire does not go too well with my stitching.
Give me a fucking minute. I'm gonna go over and look for the boy that I know is there that we're not gonna burn in this factory.
Edward will go with you.
Almighty GM, I would like to start the process of finding wherever gas would be in this building.
Oh yeah, with all the machinery and whatnot, there's oil, gas, all sorts of fun little boom things.
While they do anything they want, Ellie has now gone to the practical of basically going and gathering equipment and then filling rooms or covering rooms with flammable materials to light this building on fire.
Beautiful. You begin to prep that, move things along. If you remember, it is a loom factory, so cloth is fairly flammable. You have no problem setting that up. Meanwhile, Nemo and Edward, you guys return back to the loom area and begin to look around for the child, but don't find any trace of him.
I'm hanging on by a fucking thread. I'm gonna start yelling for the kid to see if I can get him to come out.
It is possible he fled during the engagement.
That's right, that would be smart. If you're not a fucking idiot, you would have run. You ran, right?
No response.
There is no sign of anyone here, and he did seem to view you as a friend. I suspect he has gone to safety.
Good. I told him to stay, but it's much smarter to leave, so yeah, I'm glad you did the smart thing. Yeah, right. Okay, that's all. Yeah, we can burn it down.
Wonderful.
All right. You guys exit the building, and a short time later, you find yourselves standing in front of a blazing inferno of what was once Playtime. What was it? Playtime Workhouse.
Yeah, I would like to just, for two things there. One, I just want to briefly look around, making sure that there is no chance of starting fires in the district as a whole if we burn this down.
It's fairly isolated. You should be all right.
Okay, I will then, before we light it, I will hold up the matches and say, who wants the honors?
I believe it'd be most therapeutic for yourself.
Ed, you're the one who took her down.
I only wish to help people.
All right. Nemo, lay this one to rest.
Good, thank you.
Doc?
It's all yours.
There's like a little bit of a grin, as Ellie was really hoping for that to be the inevitable answer here. Being polite in the situation
we could
before
tell.
lighting it and setting this thing ablaze. Good riddance.
All right. The trail of gasoline lights, and it begins to smoke as the flames crackle out of the windows. The remaining glass shatters from the heat, and you guys are free to head off.
We turn around and walk slowly away as the glass shatters. And
Like
not
true
There's shambles
badasses.
everywhere. Just
Ellie
walking
like
Edward's
pulls her
face.
hair, puts her hat on, pulling her hair back as it shatters.
I may wish to duck into an alley before we return to anywhere Pacific.
The superhero walk, but we realize after like 10 steps that Edward's halfway behind us still.
Shambles slowly.
Well, what time is it? Generally.
We went in
Brent?
the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where you're starting to get close to like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Right. I'm gonna go drop my gun off back at
Before
Ronan's.
you do that, would you permit me just a minute?
Sure.
If we go anywhere public, this is not particularly advisable.
Yeah, no, I can meet you all somewhere unless we want to go back and rest.
If that is preferable to you.
It is.
Very well.
Where are we going?
Where do you guys
Right,
wanna
everybody,
meet?
back to my place. Back to the gallows with Ronan. Let's go
Okay.
there. We can rest.
Edward, you can spend a bit of time to straighten yourself up.
Makes it look a little bit more human. Reaffix the porcelain to the right places and then paint
Yeah.
over it.
Apply the makeup once again.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you guys make your way into the ungodly hours of the night back to your hideout. At this point in time, it's so late at night, like Ronan's not even up, the bar's dead. But having your hideout being here, you're kind of free to come and go as you please.
Did we take Edward through the tunnels? How did we bring him with us? Did we take him through the secret back door, or are we...
I assume so. Unless you guys kind of want to like go back to the quarantine zone around the normal way.
No, I would want to go as covertly as possible with an illegal weapon on my back.
Right. All right. So you guys kind of head through the secret passages of tunnels, opening up sort of like the wooden wall coming in. At this point in time, more mattresses have been delivered. There's now 4 there instead of the 1. There's still the chest with the dossier in case there's anything else you guys request or desire for home living.
Do we... In the morning, obviously, do we have to, the way that it works, do we have to, you have to go back to the cage, to say, did it, killed it, done it, and then they'll give us shit ton money. Is that it?
That is accurate.
Right. No.
It is my first time doing a bounty for the guild, though. This one was quite secretive. It was hard to get hold of.
All right, we'll deal with that in the morning.
Okay.
Going to bed now.
Do you still have the supplies I gave you?
Doc?
Oh, what were they?
Oh, the potions.
It will help you out. Some pain relief, and in case anything particularly toxic affects you. Also, if you get shot again. Should relieve the pain and nullify some effects.
Ed, where are you going next?
Back to the woman who brought me back. Then I shall continue finding other nightmares and creatures that are not supposed to be here. And I shall continue to see that they are dealt with. You will likely see me again one day. Though maybe not. I do live considerably longer.
You don't have to, obviously. Like, you can, whenever you want to leave, it's fine. But if when you are going to leave, can I talk to you before you go?
Of course.
All right. We can leave right now, or?
I shall at least wait till the morning.
I mean, he at least has to come to the Cage of Grace for us, right? And, well, get us... Well, we gotta split the money with him. Plus, beyond that, if we're giving him money, he's got to buy us some pizza, right?
I will take the required amount of money to buy a pizza, and buy you all a pizza tomorrow. Or pasta if they have any.
All right.
Perhaps see if anywhere sells honey.
How many beds are there in this room again? It's just the 2, right? Or
Four.
Four now.
4 now. Well, unless anyone else has something they want to do, I would like to not sleep at all. And I'm assuming that Edward is also not sleeping at all, and I would like to have a conversation with him. Unless...
By all means. I don't sleep.
Trying to find either in the bathroom or some other place where there's a door that I can close so we're not just standing over the sleeping body of my friends. Like, maybe if the bar is completely empty, I don't know, someplace kind of tunnel.
You can go to the tunnel, you can go to the bar. The bar is completely empty right now. Tunnel's empty. Bathroom, they all
Tunnel
work.
sounds great. Tunnel sounds
Okay.
very comforting. I'll just open whatever little trap door there is and gesture him in. Close the door after us. So I had a couple of questions, if they're appropriate to... Yeah, I have some questions to ask.
You may.
Yeah, well, thanks, yeah. When you say things that aren't supposed to be here, you can always recognize those things, right? When they're not supposed to be here.
Within a reasonable stretch, yes. I have quite a lot of knowledge on the matter.
Yeah, the man, Doc, his name's Doc, and he's kind of taking a look at me, right? And he's kind of, he's taking a look at, like, what's going on in my body and my blood and all that shit, and you would think you would be able to tell if I was not supposed to be here, right?
I would.
And
You are supposed to be here. Fate is interesting, and it guides us all. You have a fate here.
Am I... Would you be able to tell how long it's been?
Since
I died?
I know someone who could.
Well, who's it then? Yeah. I can talk to... Yeah, sure, who is it?
The woman who brought me back is a beacon of life. It is worth mentioning that me and you despite having died, we are still living. We are not
So I did
dead.
then. I definitely did then. It's not just I threw something out there and then you go, ha. No, you're not dead. It's for sure, definitely that I am.
You are
Okay,
not dead. You are talking. You eat. You breathe.
Sometimes,
And
yeah.
sometimes, rarely, you sleep. You are not the same as me. My body was obliterated within centuries in a tomb. A lot of people in Malifaux come very, very close to death. But you are still here.
So I'm not dead.
You are not dead.
Am I alive?
Not as alive as Ellie or Doc.
Okay.
Life and death are human concepts. Limitations of a perception of age. Through crossing the breach, we escape such concepts.
Okay. Right, so,
You are
okay.
alive so long as you can still think and feel.
Well, you can still think and feel, can't you? And you're
To a
alive.
limited degree.
Is it what? Is it because I'm fresh? Is it because...
No. It is because I was resurrected by someone. I am bound to them. You are still here. As you. You are not bound to another.
Who are you bound to?
It was not her choice, but a woman older than I, older than this. I do not know quite how old myself. But her name is Jedza. And she brings the curse of life.
And this isn't that, like, you talking about, like, a pillar of life and light and all that. Is that Jitzel, or is that...
Where she walks, the dead tend to move again, regaining fragments of what they were.
Jedzel? We're talking about
Jedza.
your... Okay, yeah, okay. Is she, like, around? Is she...
She is in Malifaux. I do not know exactly where. But...
Would it be... Am I supposed to, like, is this the fate thing that you're talking about? Am I supposed to, like... Hi!
If you meet her, she would be a friend.
Okay.
And she would aid you where she can.
Okay. Yeah, right.
I may recommend bringing a cup of tea. She quite likes tea.
Okay, yeah. Right.
You are still here, just as much as anyone else.
That sounds like a theological debate that I'm not equipped to get into. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I really want to thank you for all your time and whatever. So, yeah, I'm going to go sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow when we go to the Cages of Grace and we get all that money so that we can eat food that we definitely need to eat.
Edward will smile the first time you've seen other than when he was talking to the small Egyptian boy, a more human smile. It's less forced, it's actually his face. I put his hand on your shoulder. Rest. It'll do you good. Just know you are not alone. Nor will you ever be. Should you ever truly need me, I will not be too far.
Sick. I'm gonna pickpocket him. I need to, otherwise I'm not gonna remember him. I'm going to try, not something important, not money, not anything magical, preferably like a button, or some other small signifying feature. Do you wear clothes with buttons? Could I get a button?
He has a suit.
Okay.
Obviously, do I need to roll and see if I notice this?
Yeah, notice versus her pickpocket.
Okay.
Okay. I'm almost definitely going to fail, but I kind of hope I pass.
Okay.
Just for this one. That's
Okay.
a 6 for me total.
That's a 13 for me total.
He's wearing a relatively old suit, but you can definitely get a button off it. Additionally, in his pocket, there is a small, what looks to be stone painted gold, with a blue tip scarab necklace.
That looks too important.
There's also obviously his Vekov, box of souls on his
Yeah,
side.
I'm not going to steal the box of souls. I'm going to... Nemo, kind of leans into his touch a little bit and kind of touches his shoulder. It's almost like a hug, and you don't even notice, just her thumb goes and kind of knocks a button off, and she leans in for a hug with you. And goes off into the room to go take a rest, tucking that button into her pocket. Alright, Edward
We'll just sit down on the
goes
floor somewhere.
All right. Well, with that, some of you sleep, some of you don't, some of you spend your time standing in a dark room, being undead. And I think that's a good spot to pause it for now and go on our break before we get into anything new or crazy.
I've tried to do
Edward,
something
you are
serious.
creepy as hell.
Damn it, Edward. Why weren't we awake for this conversation? We needed to be all awake for that shenanigans. Meanwhile, Jesse and I are just off in the corner messaging each other, being like, "We knew it! We knew it the whole time!
She's dead!"
And then suddenly you're like, "You're not dead," and then we're like, "We didn't know!"
My current theory is that you're a spirit in a dead body.
I don't think we're on break yet. So
I don't think we
they're
are.
hearing all of our theories.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
No, that's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
Play
gonna hold to
theories
the
are
clear
interesting.
theory. You're still
Jack
a
can be
ghost.
involved with it.
That's partially
I'm-
on me.
I'm a ghost in a meat suit.
Ghost in a meat suit.
No.
Hello and welcome back, you beautiful people, you. All right. So where we last left off, our party had a nice snap, a nice short sleep where you guys most likely wake up probably mid to late afternoon due to how late you went to bed. You're back in your hideouts, bounty completed, trophy in hand, and the day
It's
is
like
yours.
a really awkward moment where they wake up and Edward's just sat there, like looking at all three of them, just across from the room, completely still.
Yeah, Nemo is also not lying down in bed. She is sitting on top of her bed, staring at the wall.
No, I was staring directly towards you guys. That's the difference.
Are we off to
Doc
get paid?
wakes up, sees you staring at him, and just shakes his head.
Ellie wakes up, seeing Nemo staring at the wall, shakes her head.
Right, so if everyone's awake, do we want to, send Ellie and Edward to the Cage of Grace then?
I honestly think it's probably wiser for Edward to go alone. I am still potentially noticed. Last time I was there, I haven't told the other you two about this yet. I met Jeremiah Asher's father, and I saw Jeremiah Asher's office. I don't think it would be a good idea for me to go in there again.
I am quite content to go in.
How's the old chap doing?
Jeremiah got demoted and currently has my eye sitting in a jar on his desk.
I was kind of hoping he was going to be hanged.
So the next stupid thing we're gonna do is go get your eye.
You got enough rest? You ready to go? I'm just joking. That was a joke.
I think you might be on your own for that one.
As I said, my aim is to help people, not start a good mental war.
Right, yeah. So I'm thinking today is kind of like errands. I have to go meet somebody and we have to pick up the cash and then I don't know, Ellie, are you going to put your eye back in yet or are we going to do something else?
I stare at you. Are you looking at me?
Yeah, she looks at you for a second, then she's going to start looking through her pockets for stuff. She's being very dismissive.
I'm picking up on it and just am like, I'm not going to even humor that with a response.
Right. Otherwise, I was thinking it might be time, whether or not you have your eye on you, if we wanted to go check out that lady that Doc was interested in the QZ.
Yeah, Doc, you want to go do that?
I don't think this is the time. I don't think we need to travel into the quarantine zone any more than we have to.
I mean,
But-
we're in the quarantine zone right now. We're just like in one.
But this one we have a
corner.
secret entrance to, and it's not connected to the one that we talked that she's in. I think I just need to take some time to build the eye for Ellie, so that when she's full and ready, then we can put it back in.
Would you like me to prepare some painkillers?
That's going to be very helpful.
This cat scared the hell out of me. Oh my god.
Ellie,
Let me
what's
just take a minute. No, it's just jumped up on my desk and scared the hell out of me. Oh my god. Oh,
It is a nightmare-based session.
Oh, Jesus.
Edward just broke the fourth wall.
No, that was so scary. Okay. Well, Ed, you go do your thing. Bring us back the money if you can, please.
That was my intent.
I needed to go back to, necessities and desires and talk. So, like, I don't know, Doc, did you get your book already? Have you read it?
I got the book. I haven't read it yet. Haven't had time. We've been
Right.
going on about it. But correct me if I'm wrong, Ellie, isn't it important that you go turn in the bounty with him? Isn't part of the bounty reputation?
It would increase your standing.
That is a good point.
Maybe we should. I don't believe there's a deadline, is there not? So then, couldn't we put your eye back in and then you could go at that point?
And how long does it take you to put an eye back in?
I mean,
Depends
if
by
we put
what
the rush on
means.
it, we could probably do it today as long as nothing goes wrong.
It's fast. I mean, because my concern is we saw all the folks down like south side who were just like gathering up whatever bodies and dressing them up and turning them in, right? I don't know how realistically they'd be able to complete the Widow Weaver, but if we don't turn it in quickly, somebody else might turn something in, right?
That's true.
There are other ways of fixing your eye.
Like what?
You do have a soul stone. It could be done.
We have 4 soul stones.
Does she like put the soul stone in the socket and it turns into an eye?
No. Simply
Right.
absorbing the energy within.
Is it the same thing that you did with that little jar of yours?
It is indeed similar.
No, I'm good.
Very well.
Between deciding between encountering something ghostly that's going to go in me and something mechanical that Doc would do to me, I don't like either. Personally, I'd rather have no eye at all, but I'll choose Doc.
That is fair. Should you ever need it, it is available. Do remember its potential.
Okay?
Right.
I shall prepare some painkillers for you.
Thanks, Ed. We all really appreciate it. You've been very helpful. Thank you. That wasn't sarcastic.
That is fine, thank you.
Yeah.
Ed,
So,
do you mind
who's
if
going
maybe
where?
we could work together?
Pardon?
Maybe we could work together?
We could.
I'd like to see
yes.
how you make the painkillers, if that's possible.
I'm happy to show you some basics, yes. Perhaps teach you to make some things yourself.
Appreciated.
Okay.
Okay. I think you guys convinced me. I think Ellie will go with Ed to go to the Cage of Grace.
We're sorting your eye out first then?
If we can do that before we go, then yeah, I probably do the surgery.
We could do that relatively, yeah.
How long does it
I'm-
take?
I mean, technically, I can do it in 2 hours, mechanically, but
That's what
I
the
don't know
rules
if you
say,
want
man.
to
2
do
hours.
that.
It's gonna be a quick surgery.
It's an hour to build the eye and an hour for surgery to clear one.
And then obviously I
person.
can give you painkillers so you don't have any lasting effects afterwards.
I'm good. Good. As long as they don't. I mean, if they don't knock me out,
They will not knock you out unless you wish to, in which case I could.
Nope. I don't want to be unconscious.
Then simple pain relief to stop the excruciating pain of a knife.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, Doc, you clear a table. You pull out all the little bits of scrap and everything you collected. Let's get that first check. Talk to me about how you started making this eye.
All right, pull out the watch, pull out all the other things that I kind of picked up from necessities and desires, and just start kind of putting it together, really focusing on more of the back end is just like filling in that socket that's left over, but the front end just making it kind of as realistic as possible, making sure to use like the small gears to create like the irises in the eye and things, and casting a little bit of color and using any color that I was able to find for glass and things to make it look as real as possible. And I mean, Doc's no artist, so it wouldn't be necessarily like able to stand up to scrutiny from afar or from up close, but from afar you could definitely be able to hide it. So
It's a googly eye. It's just a googly eye that you put in my socket. And so every time I move, it sort of wiggles.
100% Doc puts a spring in it so that you hit a button and it just pops out.
Just hangs there. What's that check? What's the first check you make, Doc?
That is a it's 12.
Okay.
Clears it.
You spend an hour. Does it clear it? I'm assuming it does.
Yeah, 12 does.
You spend a nice hour getting out all your little bits of tools, hunched over a desk while Ellie waits with the lingering thought that someone's about to basically cut her face open. After about an hour, you have what from the backside looks almost like a small brass golden snitch, but the front is very convincing. It kind of has like that reflective surface. You've used like little bits of glass. There's very small miniature. I can't say that word. Miniature. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Miniature buttons where with like the right pressure and whatnot, little glasses will click into place and click out of place, helping it to focus in and out. And the time has come. You pull out your your scalpel, put on your apron, and let's cut up Ellie.
There's something I would have liked to be doing during this hour.
Okay.
I want to talk to Ellie real quick. This would have happened at the beginning of the hour. So we did it right. We killed her. She's gone.
According to Ed, yeah.
So success.
Yes.
Ellie, would you like to get extremely drunk?
I'll knock back a few with you.
Excellent. Yeah. Great. I'm going to go upstairs. I don't have any money, so I'm probably just gonna steal the liquor. I mean, how much can I get for a script?
For a script? I mean, I think
yeah.
you could probably get a couple shots.
It's 0.12 script for a bottle of alcohol. That's not.
I was just about to look for the
for 12 ounces.
Well, there you go.
I'm getting several jugs of liquor. Probably just the hooch, right? Unless there's something else.
The gremlin hooch is a lot more expensive.
Oh, then just regular liquor.
Show some stuff watered
That's
down.
like 2 script or something.
Yeah, because that can be used as a weapon. Yeah, I mean, you can get brandy for 0.20.
I really am not. Nemo is not looking for the quality or the flavor of the alcohol.
How many ounces of brandy would you like?
As much as I can get for a script.
Yeah. You get 5 bottles.
So you can
get 5 bottles of brandy, and I'm bringing them downstairs.
You have 5 12-ounce bottles of brandy.
Excellent.
You come down, bear hugging them as they're clinking around in your arms.
As you come downstairs, Ellie is sitting on the table, right? And just looks and goes, okay, I'm going to buy it next time. I got to teach you how to discern like good labels versus bad labels. But
the good label says 12 ounces.
No, that's not how that goes.
Right, so do you want it or not? Or do you want to trade it in for something?
No, yeah, this will be fine for now. I mean,
right.
Let me just, Nemo, hold on. One thing. You might like the hooch. The hooch is not that good. You can find better.
This isn't hooch, this is...
I know. I'm just pointing that out.
Brandy.
You sometimes like to go find the hooch. We drank a ton of it at the Duke of Boom's place.
Mm-hmm.
As we start an education about liquor and spirits, the hooch is a weapon. It's not really supposed to be ingested, but it does its job.
Yeah.
But it's not its journey, right? We need to have something that would take us on a journey.
What kind of journey are you looking for?
Like flavor. You want flavor in your drinks, Nemo.
What? I guess. I mean, it doesn't seem. I mean, sure, but
Listen, open this up here, and I pour a glass for both of us. When you taste this, take a moment and savor the smell, savor the taste.
I slammed it already.
Okay. I'm gonna take an alternative track. Start chugging this bottle, and while you do so, taste the flavor of it.
How fast do you think I can do it?
I don't want to find out.
Let's see.
Hold on. No. I grab it from I snatch it from you. Listen, hey. Listen.
Yeah.
2 things.
Yeah.
Good job last night.
Thanks. Yeah.
If you ever plan to go alone in a dangerous creature's place, just ask me to hang out next to you. I won't care what you're doing.
Cool. I have another point to make, and it's that you're not drinking yet. So
Number
you
2.
should probably start doing it. Yeah.
If I'm unconscious at any point in time during this surgery, do not let them take me to the hospital.
Of course not. I'm sorry.
Stab anybody you need to stop them.
Yeah. I know I promised you something before, and I didn't do it, but I mean I'm gonna do better, and it's gonna. Yeah, I can do that. I'll stab him in the fucking leg.
If they try to take me to the hospital and I'm unconscious, stop them.
Will.
Right. This is going to taste really good. You're supposed to enjoy. And I start drinking with Nemo and trying to talk through the elements of why brandy is good, and that it's a sipping brandy most of the time.
It's good because it gets you drunk.
As soon as Ellie starts to tip it up, Doc turns towards her and, you may want to watch out for that. It'll thin your blood and, well, you'll lose more during surgery.
It's only one. It's fine. And then I stopped drinking after one drink.
While Doc's making the eye and while those two are drinking, next to Doc to kind of talk Doc through what I'm doing, I will make a anesthetic local, so it's not going to knock her out.
I'll be right back.
As
Get
requested.
that cat out of the house.
Let me that alchemy check.
Yep. And I need to expend 0.25 script worth of resources for it.
Yep.
And alchemy, let me check where the hell that is on my skill list. Yep, okay.
Quarantine.
Okay, no, that is the Black Joker, so I'm going to kind of scrap that batch, kind of just throw it away. Some mildly corrosive things just kind of spat on the floor.
There's a nice hole in your floor now, guys.
Deborah pulls out another batch and goes, no, and then starts again.
I wish Jake was here, because I would want him to see that botched attempt while he's getting ready to consume what you're making.
He sees, like, each time you're pulling out ingredients and, like, measuring them, Doc's, like, writing them down in a notebook. And as soon as that happens, he just scratches the whole thing off.
Rips it out, crumbles.
That is a 11 of tomes.
I'm gonna say
your
yeah.
anesthetic did just burn a hole through the floor.
Sure. I don't know. There's nothing in here about like target numbers for making things.
It's not. It's
like...
more you require the skill level to do it.
Oh.
Which
yeah.
Edward's already got. He's already proficient. He's got the ingredients ready.
Where the frick's the fun in that?
I know that's why I did a flip anyway.
yeah. Through the breach.
You flip and you see how good it is.
Gotta work on your system a little bit.
How good does it taste? What's the flavor?
There you go. With a target number 11, after overhearing this entire conversation between Ellie and Nemo about the journey and flavor, you concoct the concoction that has a journeyful flavor of your choice for Ellie to enjoy before she gets morphined up.
Because of my conversation with Nemo yesterday, I'm going to purposely buy some like grapes and honey before I end up starting this and mix it in.
Oh,
Just
there you
taste
go.
makes it a little bit nicer.
It's a grapey honey flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a syrupy tea. Beautiful.
And also, we'll go obviously showing Doc my notes for the different concoctions I've got, to give him a vague idea of how things are done, if he wishes to replicate any of it.
Doc, you, as we talked about before, you have the information you'll need to pick up that skill at least and copy these recipes. Meanwhile, the time has come, the walrus said, to cut our boy up. So you knock that fruity honey mixture right down. It's a little bit like maple syrup, doesn't go down too smooth, but has a nice taste to it. And slowly the haziness begins to overtake you as you are laid back on the bed. Doc has a bunch of towels to kind of soak up as much as the blood as possible. Hopefully there won't be too much. And Doc, give me that medical check.
Yeah, Doc, like, as he walks up, ever since you're awake still, pulls out his coat, undoes a couple buttons, and it folds out into, like, a surgical apron, puts that over him, and then, like, preps everything on the table, lays you down. Are you sure you want to be awake for this?
Yeah, I'm good. I've had worse.
All right. Well,
am I like a little? Am I like morphined up right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
That's a good apron. That's a good apron you got going on there.
So with my doctor's kit, I have advantage on this. I got 2 12s.
Oh, sure.
Which makes it an 18, and the TN was 12.
Flawless.
So it has an extra margin of success, which doesn't do anything. And I triggered, but that doesn't do anything because it would just heal you for more, but you don't have any damage. So
you managed to do it with such absolute perfect precision that there is like no scar tissue. It's just.
Did I ever tell you how I lost this eye?
Despite
we were there.
What? When were you there?
As he's doing it, Docs, do you want this to look real on the outside?
Yeah, well, I want it to look good. Like you look good. Like I want it to look good. I want it to be scary. Am I scary, Doc?
When you want to be, you sure are.
It's like, Doc, you're like trying to cut a child's hair, but like you do it with such precision that like Ellie keeps talking and looking over and you're just like grabbing the chin, putting it back like seamlessly as she's like occasionally reaching for shit and like trying to have conversations with everybody.
Yeah. And since she said that she wants to look scary, Doc will kind of leave where the big gashes came from when it kind of entered the socket and purposely leave them, but make sure the stitching in that area is like perfect so that if another doctor looked at it, they could tell that it was intentional.
Leaving her with the classic sexy scar, right? Like just right down. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The scar everyone picks when they're making a character in a video game because it just looks cool and sexy.
Exactly.
I dig it.
Nemo.
What?
Nemo.
Yeah, you're right. Are they trying to take you to the hospital?
Nemo's
Stop!
3 sheets to the wind. How many bottles have you gotten rid of?
I'm not gonna be dead, so I'm gonna say I shared a bottle with Ellie, and then I had another half a bottle, maybe. I've still got like plenty left. I know.
So many shots.
They're beer bottle-sized whiskeys or brandies.
It's
so
eight shots a bottle, and Ellie had 1.
Okay, I'll say I finished off the bottle then. I had 7 shots. That's enough to. I don't drink that much. That's enough to get you schmackered, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
you know what? Hey, give me a carouse check. We'll say
I'm not proficient in
target
carousing.
number 9.
Is that tenacity?
Carouse is resilience.
Resilience. Great.
Yeah, target number 9, just
I
barely
got
into challenging.
a flat 0 on that. So let's see. Sorry, I got kicked out. I got so schnooked that I got kicked out. Cool. I got a 2.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got sailor legs right now when you're standing.
I've failed Ellie before, and I'm not gonna do it again. So if you start moving that body out of here, I'm going to bite off your fucking kneecaps, man.
Yeah, get him, Nemo. Don't let him do it.
Come on, I can take you one-on-one. I can take you one-on-one. All right.
When I was your age,
guide Nemo over to a bed and just like have her sit down.
When I was your age, Nemo, I was just like you. I'd bite off everybody's legs so I got close and fight everybody.
Yeah, good.
Despite
if the Widow Weaver wanted to throw something real scary at us, she would have just thrown Nemo like this.
Oh, there you go.
It is true that drunk Nemo is quite nightmarish.
One-on-one, me and the Widow Weaver bite her eyes out and suck them down. And then the thing is, Doctor, you wouldn't have put her eyes back in because I have digested them.
I'm gonna sit her down.
I'll sit down quietly.
Despite the many hiccups, Doc, you perform magnificently. Insert the new eye with a nice little simplistic scar to give Ellie a little bit of character. All right. Do you guys want to wait until after everything wears off, or would you like to
wait for the hour for the medication to wear off?
For Nemo to sober up a little bit?
Yeah. My metabolism's amazing.
All right. Eventually, people sober up. Ellie, you wake up. Doc gets like a simple little hand mirror from the bar, and you can kind of see the scar, and you're testing out the eye. Like sometimes when you blink, there's like a little clicking, and there's like a slight delay as like the glasses inside the eye shift, like come in and out of focus. But like the more you mess around with it, the more you get used to it. It's like when you get contacts for the first time. At first, they're like kind of dry and weird, and they don't seem to focus until they really settle in.
Doc, it hurts, but this is a fine set of work here.
It'll do. Now we're twins.
Yeah, we are. Should have been my doctor back in the day. I think it would have been better. Anyway.
I mean, we can reattach the arm for you too if you want.
Nope.
I figured.
All right. We're ready to head downtown, boys? Let's go. At this point in time, with having woken up late in the day, and the couple hours of surgery, it's about 5 o'clock. Starting to get a little bit into the evening. The sky's darkening just slightly. You make your way back into the downtown district, which is still just a hustle bustle, full of different guild individuals, perusing the streets, marching in that sort of martial law fashion as when you were last here. On your way, you hear a familiar voice say, Hey, mister, I remember you. You's friends with the newscaster. You want to get a paper, mister? And he's shouting over to Doc.
I'll just walk up to him. Certainly. And I'll give him the money.
It's a good addition, I promise you. Your friend's in the paper. And he, takes like a nickel, hands you the paper. On the front page, you see a picture of Tobias. And it reads, local reporter involved in illegal fighting ring and smuggling operation. The story goes, any reporter worth their salt knows that sometimes you have to dip your feet into the muck. However, recent evidence of rising journalist Tobias Cook participating in a local illegal fighting ring was brought to the attention of the Tattler. The scandal was revealed by Simon Duffy, longtime radio host of the hit show honesty in a dishonest world. I met Toby a few times, said Mr. Duffy with a look of regret. When I heard he was up for a promotion at the Tattler, I had to investigate. When it comes to the folks who bring us the news, it's important to know if they are an honest citizen or not. Tobias Cook wasn't able for comment, but rest assured, citizens of Malifaux, his reporter days are over. This office will not stand for corruption. In other news, a recent outbreak of deaths have occurred in Cold Street after a wave of corrupted blood transfusions were found being used by untrained medical criminals.
The name Simon Duffy, is that the guy who was announcing at the ring? I'm gonna write that down real quick.
Good memory.
Another one for the hit list, eventually. Right. So, this probably means Tobias isn't back in town yet, then. I was thinking maybe after the Cage of Grace and after I, stop by the store and do the whatever, we were talking about, maybe stopping by his place, stopping by Toby's. I'd like to take a peek.
Yeah, we've been meaning to break into Toby's for the last day and a half or so.
Listen, I think we're checking in on him while he's away. No, I wouldn't call it breaking in.
Call it what you want. Let's go get our money first, and then we can go check out everything.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys continue your way. Eventually, you make your way to the courtyard and to the Cage of Grace, where once again the building is rimmed with all sort of like the staring busts that look down at you as you walk towards it. No hangings going on today at the hanging tree. You make your way up to the front desk. Hey, you need something? Says the front desk guy.
We are here to collect on a bounty.
Yeah, bounties. That's I think it's upstairs to the left.
Yeah, it's third floor.
Hey, you've been here before, haven't you?
I have.
We picked
Nice.
up the bounty from here.
Nice, getting paid. It's always good. All right, well, looks clear to me. Just, mind your manners, of course. Not too worried about anyone doing stupid around here. You've seen how many people are walking around armed, right?
That I have.
Yeah, you're good. Head on up.
Ellie has turned and walked away. I have
After
no
realizing
time
he entered
for this person.
wait a second, going, oh, okay. And then more.
There are some people you spend time for, and there are some people you don't. He is one of those people you don't have to spend much time with. Say hi, say bye, keep going.
I
All right.
still thought it polite to engage in at least meaningful conversation.
That was meaningful,
It seemed to lighten his day.
I guess. And go upstairs.
Yeah, it's
Okay. You head upstairs into the different offices. Eventually, where are you going? Are you heading towards Mr. Lawson, who takes care of the bounties, or are you heading straight to Santiago's office?
We'd have to go through Lawson, I think, to get to Santiago, so I'll go there.
Okay. Mr. Lawson is sitting, desk full of paperwork, sort of adjusts his spectacles and says, yes. Hello, what can I do for you?
Slap down the trophy of the Widow Weaver in front of him.
Ghastly thing. Yes, this was for the
Widow
child
Weaver.
napper. Yes, thank you. That's it, the Widow Weaver. Excellent. All right, well, let me double check the paperwork here. How much was that for?
100 script.
You are correct, madam.
Edward pull out and put the bounty page on the table.
Oh, thank you. Always appreciate people who make my job easier. Excellent. All right. He sort of writes a voucher. He says, take that to the clerk up front. You'll get paid. Well done. Not a high success rate on that one. You're not the first to
Yeah.
take the bounty.
It really hurt, and I point to my eye.
Ooh. Ooh, I'm sorry about that, but part of the job, high risk, high reward, is it not?
That's
You
true.
did exceptionally well.
Excellent. Well, I mean, there's always more bounties if you're in the market for anything. We definitely have some things that are even more dangerous than the Widow Weaver if you really wish to test your merit.
Yeah, give me whatever you got on the Red Chapel Killer.
Ah, yes. The Red Chapel Killer.
Save your time. Send me a message about it. Send it in post. Send it to the House of LeBlanc. I'll pick it up there under the name Wylie.
Very well, as you wish, Miss Wylie. There's not a lot, but I'll write you up what we have.
Good.
Thank you. He dismisses you. You eventually make your way back downstairs to the front clerk, cash in your voucher, and you guys are 100 script richer.
All right. As we walk out, I turn to Ed and I hold out the money and say, "What did you want as your cut?"
I believe I said I'd buy you all a pizza.
I'll say right now, I think that will be about 5 script. Here you go. You sure you don't need any more?
I simply do work for helping rid such ethereal creatures.
Okay. Great. And she pockets the rest.
How soon do you want to be rid of this, Ed? Do you want to just go fill us up with that pizza right now, or do you want to come on down to necessities and desires with us? Maybe break into Tobias's apartment, but I don't know if that's really in your line of things you would really like.
I'm not one for breaking into someone else's home, unless it is absolutely necessary.
What would you count as absolutely necessary? Like if they have something and you want it, and it's behind a locked door, is that?
Someone's life on the line.
Right. Well, will you come to the shops with us then?
Of course.
Aces. Thanks.
Right, for the rest of you, you each get approximately 30 some odd script. Here you go.
I think it's 33 and one of us will get 34, I think.
No, I already gave Ed his cut,
Oh,
so 31
right.
to each of us.
Right, okay. This is a ridiculous amount of money.
It is more than most people make in a life.
Yeah. You'd fucking say that again.
Pays to be bold, some might say.
Pays to be stupid, Doc might say.
I personally prefer to view it as brave. You all did well. And people's lives are saved.
Yeah, did you see how well Doc threw that axe?
You have, speaking of, gonna again just fumble around his pockets for a little while and pull out, what the hell's it called? 1 second. A toxic distillation of one of his byproducts after he's making alchemy stuff. You may wish to coat an axe in this one day. 1 sample is all I have. Then drop it off in his hand.
This stuff volatile to keep it around?
If you ingest it, it would definitely do damage. If you apply it to an axe, it would do damage to whoever you hit with. It is poison.
I appreciate it.
I personally
Use
have
it to
no
the best of my
use for it.
ability.
I personally tend to throw it away afterwards, but you throw an axe. It might protect
Sometimes.
you guys. I will not always be there.
It's appreciated. Thanks for all your help, Ed.
Just keep trying to help people. You all seem like good individuals. I think the city is safer with you.
well, your judge of character aside, we're acting as if we're going to be releasing you right now, but you're going shopping with us. So, let's go to the shops, right?
Indeed.
We can
I
buy you
have
something.
money for the first time in a while.
I don't know, steer everyone down towards... Oh, sorry, unless... Jake, did you want to say something?
Nope, that was it.
Okay. Steer everyone down towards necessities and desires to reschedule.
Okay. Once again, night falls over the city of Malifaux, and the flickering open sign of necessities and desires can be seen down in the alleyway. The Star Theater has reopened. There is all sorts of people in top hats and their finest clothes standing in line, eagerly waiting to get in. With so many influential individuals, the guild presence is thick.
Oh my god.
You can see people everywhere. No one really seems to be paying attention to you guys. They're all just kind of like watching the crowd and making sure no trouble's going on. No one's really paying attention to the alleyway, but there is a strong presence. You make your way down the alleyway, push open the door. There's the ting of the bell, and sitting behind the counter is the tall man. Hold on, wait. What did he look like again?
Was there an image of him? I forget.
I never had an image of him. He kind of had like the balding, like Picard hair going on. Long nose, big smile. No, handlebar mustache, bowler hat. Yeah, handlebar mustache, bowler hat. And he's still wearing a very fine black suit. And he says, "Welcome, welcome. Well, pray tell, Miss Teresa, welcome back again."
Yeah, thanks. Came to reschedule. I think these lot might want to pick up something. I don't know. I'm just here to reschedule.
Oh, with my associate.
Yeah, with your boy, I guess. I was thinking, I don't. It's a bit of a minute. It'll be. I was thinking it might make sense for my own privacy as well as his to push it back a little bit. I'm thinking, there's the whole fucking. Like I'm up at the desk with him at this point. So fucking a masquerade thing happening soon-ish.
Now, me and myself, being a good citizen, I, of course, never go into the quarantine zone, but I am familiar with Mr. Barrow's upcoming masquerade. I think my associate would be more than acceptable. I find those conditions more than agreeable.
Was he already going to be there?
As stated per our arrangement, he'll meet you where you need to meet. Have you seen the latest wares? And he directs your attention back down sort of the glass case. There's still the 3-volume set of labor laws, a bureaucracy toolkit, the beautiful brass telescope, but there are a few new items. 2 of them catch your interest. One of them looks like a messenger bag, fine, slick brown leather, with embossed on the front in stitching are the initials WS, and you can see that the bag has like intentionally kind of been open. It's been left open, and there's like a small book sticking out that looks like a children's book. And there's a few other books in there as well, but like that one's just kind of barely slipped out. And then on like a very fine felt box that's left open is a small golden ring, but the head of it's really thick, like almost like a Super Bowl thickness or a class ring, and it is a lion's head with 2 blood ruby emeralds where the eyes are.
Am I alone up looking at this, or are other people checking it out too?
I don't know. Did anyone else go up?
I was kind of stood at the door, kind of just around.
Mhm.
Nothing in particular.
I'm staying outside.
Yeah,
Ellie?
and I'm just in the room, but again, this is all Nemo here.
Okay.
In the bag.
The bag, you ask?
Yeah.
There's a few books inside, a personal journal, if I remember. Interesting fellow had it. Bold, very proper, but had an air of death to him, if I say so myself.
Right. And that's WS then.
Well, I assume those are his initials, since it's his
So you're
bag.
just selling a bag full of books.
Well, I sell things that are desired. Perhaps you're not the candidate that this particular thing's desired for.
Can I hear him talk?
Give me a notice check.
That's a no then. Let me try.
We'll say target number 9.
Let's keep me out again. a second.
Nice! We're whispering over here?
9 is barely challenging.
Okay, but boldly to assume that I am capable of doing anything of these kind of checks. Okay, let's. Actually, yes. Woo. Got an 11.
Yeah, you pick up a little bit of what he's saying, kind of like broken words every now and then, but like you make out the gist of it, especially that thing him talking about like things that people desire or, you know, not being desired for her, that sort of thing.
Yeah. What kind of vibe do I get from him?
He seems to be a little
Greasy.
greasy, a little on the slimy side. He's definitely a salesman of sorts.
I mean, does he appear human?
For all intents and purposes, yeah. I mean, he seems a little shady, but he seems human.
More line of the air of death around him.
Yeah, that line was weird.
I think the air of death, he was talking about the guy whose bag it is has an
Yeah.
air of death. Yeah.
I'll walk over. I can enough to be able to hear the conversation, but not enough to like feel like I'm intruding.
Another patron and another customer approaches my podium. Oh, what a great day. What can I do for you, sir?
If you sell things people desire, then I assume you'd already know.
He scratches his chin. Well, we get new sorts of shipments in all the time. Perhaps you stop by another day and I might have something for you as well. Unless there's anything in the glass case that catches your attention. And for the most part,
if you hadn't seen, it's a dead guy bag and a real posh ring. So do either of those appeal to you?
there's a collection of books about like labor laws and sentencing. There's a lock-picking kit, there's a doctor's bag, and there's a beautiful brass telescope and a polished wooden case, as well as the ring and the book bag.
I have little need for most objects.
Well,
Can I look in the bag? Can I just see what the books are that are in the bag? Because right now I'm just not getting what's going on, you know?
I'm afraid that would only be on purchase. Adds to the mystery.
So it's a mystery bag of books? Who's going to desire this?
I don't know.
Wait, you said mystery bag of books?
Why, yes. Come
How
on.
much does it cost?
As always, just a small single favor.
But
Nothing too stressful.
could someone buy a gift for someone else?
Everything outside of this case is for sale for script and financial purchases, but I'm afraid this in here are more of the prized individual items. It's a simple thing. There's an associate, a friend of mine who's working on the wall in the quarantine zone and seems to have forgotten his pistol. Simply need someone to drop it off.
Where is he?
Oh, let me remember. Just a bit to the east of the Warrens, close to the station. Shouldn't be too dangerous. No, it's a 6-shooter, I'm afraid.
Right, not interested. Can you tell me what the books do?
Ellie, have you joined us?
I mean, I'm in the room listening. I want to just quick ask a memory check.
Yeah.
He's the one who gave us the blood to deliver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
This guy is the most monstrous man of all time.
I don't
He
think
gave him corrupted, bloody blood.
I don't think so. I feel like maybe there's a spirit or something.
Says the potential ghost who's obsessed with the magic items.
I just want to know what the books do. The rest of it just says lock-picking toolkit on a little plaque above it, and this one just goes, just a bag of books. What does it do?
That's how he gets you with the bag of books mystery. Anyway, yeah, Ellie's in the room. She's listening.
I'm afraid you can only look at the books after an agreed purchase.
Can Ellie make a... I'm gonna say, describe the gun.
Oh, simple. Nothing illegal, I assure you. Just a simple 6-shooter gun.
May I see this gun before purchase?
But of course. And he kind of comes into the counter and just pulls out what looks like a normal used Colt pistol, 6-shooter. I don't have my stats for the thing right now.
Yeah, so as he pulls it out, right, Ellie's just at the door. Ellie is gonna look out towards Doc. What's Doc doing?
I'm just sitting outside. I'm not going in that place.
Just staring at the pistol.
I don't get any weird vibes from anything.
It's a simple Collier Navy. Simple revolver. It's kind of like your normal 6-shooter of the West. Famous in a lot of battles down in Alcatraz and Mexico and stuff. Nothing crazy.
So, does Edward have detect magic up all the time mechanically? Can he tell me if those books are magical in any way?
Not right, being a lot closer.
Okay. Right. That's all we needed, unless anyone else wanted anything.
Does the gun look magical?
Give me a necromancy check. That's what you do, right?
I mean, I'm proficient in quite most magics, but necromancy is my main.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. It's a 9.
For all intensive purposes, it's a completely normal gun. Even looks a little worn. There's some scrapes on it, probably from being pulled out of a holster right along the barrel.
Do you wish for these books?
No, I don't. I'm fine. If I am meant to have them, they will still be here when I return, I'm sure. I don't want them. I'm not interested in them.
Now that's just nonsense. It's talks of destiny and whatnot. I'm a businessman, not a charlatan or a wizard of some sort, miss.
Those are often the same thing in Malifaux, sir.
I suppose.
Right,
Point
okay,
taken.
Godfrey. Thank you, Godfrey. Have a good day, Godfrey. And I'm gonna leave the store.
I look forward to when I see you next, Miss Teresa.
Thanks.
Before I leave, trailing behind Nemo and I assume Ed.
Ed will be the last
Right.
one to leave.
Okay, with Ed, I'm gonna just turn to Godfrey and say, What would I have to do to take the gun?
Just to purchase it outright?
Oh.
Well, I'm afraid this gun is already owned by the individual it belongs to, and above all else, I do respect ownership of property.
Do I own anything?
Well, everything you carry upon your person. Or that which you wish to purchase in this store.
Could I ask you a favor?
Usually deal in business transactions, but you've perked my curiosity.
Very well, a business transaction.
Yes.
I'll pay you 5 script. Or, if you need maximum of 10, to tell me when I'm supposed to own something in this building.
Maybe you should come over here and have a look in the glass.
Is it gonna change from the magical book of the bag of books?
Magic. Unreliable. Ridiculous stuff. I prefer to deal more in the material.
I'll have a look then. I'm gonna walk over and just peer.
All right. You look down. You see everything that everyone else saw, but your attention is drawn to the bag of books.
To the books! To the books!
Because the book that is peeking out is very, very familiar to you. It is a child's book that, from a very vivid part in your life, you remember it having a gruesome tale about Jackie and the poor cat Tib. The book
What's
is
the initials
called
on the bag?
WS.
Oh, yes.
The book is called The Daisy, or Cautionary Stories in Verse.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Does the person who owns this gun own this bag?
I don't usually like to deal in information. As you know, that would be my associates.
So I would need to accept the deal and do this favor for you.
That would be the agreement.
I'll do the favor if I know that the person who needs the gun is the same person that is the one who owns this bag.
Do I have your word on that?
You do, and I reach out a hand.
He reaches out his own hand, and you can see that the nails on his finger are a bit long and yellow. And he shakes your hand. It's very cold, clammy.
I want to stare him right in the eye, and I want to make a scrutiny check, because if he's, and I'm going to just quietly say, using my most menacing new scarred eye in an intimidation, as I look and kind of read him and say, "You're not going to lie to me, are you?"
I'm going to give you the target number in a second, because I actually have stats for him.
Guys, what's scrutiny? Is that grace? So that's cunning? That's cunning.
That would
You don't
be
have
a...
scrutiny?
That would be a target number 15.
Well, I can't beat that. I'm telling you that right now. That's okay. I'll stare at him anyway and say, "You're not going to lie to me, are you?"
The grin never leaves his face. I'm an honest businessman. I like things in black and white.
Those two things cannot coexist.
And then he just slides the gun across and says, "No. The person that owns this bag is not the person that owns this pistol."
good. If I deliver this gun, do I get the bag?
You get the bag right now. We have an agreement, an accord, just like last time when I gave your friend his book. And he shuffles the books back into the bag, slides it across the table, and gives it a nice little pat.
Thank you. See ya.
Don't take too long. Give it a week or two.
I have a week or two?
Yeah, for the delivery.
Remind me what happens if I don't do it?
Well, that would be a breach of contract.
Law and order are the same as magic in Malifaux.
Sharp as a whip, this one. I mean, there's always consequences when one breaks the law.
Right. Thanks. And I stride out of necessities and desires. As I exit, I pull out the book. I put it in my own coat.
Mm-hmm.
I dump how many other books are in the bag?
There are 2 more books in the bag.
Okay, I pull out the other 2 books, and as I come out, I go, "Hey, Nemo, I got the bag." And I throw the 2 books in your direction. The bag's mine.
What are the books? What are the books?
One book seems to be a personal journal of sorts about like just flipping through it. You can see like a man is like talking about his exploits and like different places he's went to. You're just going through it fast, so it's kind of vague. You're not entirely sure, but it seems to be someone's journal. The other book seems to be a scrapbook of names and old bounties. Like there's like wanted posters that are sort of like cut up and scrapbooked in there. Hundreds of them.
Gonna put him in the interior. I got so many
No.
pockets.
Those are mine. I just wanted you to be able to see them.
You gave them to me. You just handed them to me.
Just for you to look at.
I give back the scrapbook.
And the other one.
I'm gonna go to the last page of the journal real fast. Does he say something like, "I'm being attacked," or anything like?
And that's when I fell in love.
So I just want to see the last thing he wrote in there, like the last sentence. And I'm reading it as I'm handing it back to Ellie.
This should go well.
Really? Okay.
This should go well.
And just before Edward leaves, Edward will look at him, flash his eyes yellow as his motion lets you just whelp a little bit. So, Godfrey. A devil's deal is not without its limitations. Even your contracts have its end. And he'll turn and walk out.
You come back. I'll make sure to have something for you next time, sir.
I very much doubt that.
That's all he says.
Did you have what you require?
Yeah, I got the bag. I got the books. It belonged to a friend of mine.
Glad to see it return to a rightful owner then.
I've got a date to meet up with somebody at the whole Arrow masquerade thing.
Yes, the masquerade is at Mr. Barrows, the owner of Barrows Manor and head of the district, the Barrows.
Yeah.
Or Barrows, one of those.
Barrows.
Do we want to go get pizza?
If it's the Cannon family, it's Barrows.
Yeah, Doc, did we
Barrows.
need to do it? Do we want to do anything? You want to go and find anybody? Do anything?
I think I'm good. I think maybe pizza's just on the docket. Little famished.
Maybe that ring was from your old friends, and if you had just taken the time to reach out with your heart to that ring, you would have known your entire past. I don't know. I think he's creepy.
I'm not going to do what he asked. And I take the pistol and I throw it in an alleyway.
There are consequences to breaking a deal with certain individuals.
Yeah.
Be careful what magics you invoke.
Okay. I'll pick up the gun again and put it in my pocket and say, whatever shows up, I'll kill it.
Now that is the woman I grew to know. It was like walking off towards where the food was.
And I turn to the other two and go, that was a really profound statement for knowing me for all of about 48 hours. Did you all hear that too? I liked it, but at the same time, I don't know how to sit with it precisely.
You make a very strong impression on people.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
Figured it out.
Shit. All right. I gotta work on this. Mystery, person of mystery, woman of mystery. Here we go.
Woman of mystery with a big gun and a metal arm.
You don't know anything about me. I'm a secret.
Right. You want your secrets in margarita, meat lover's delight, Hawaiian, or covered in spaghetti?
I
was told exactly what they asked for.
As we sit down, we have lunch. I want to just ask a question to everybody. So as we're sitting there, we order our food.
You
to arrive.
head back to the House of LeBlanc. The menu has more additions. On top of spaghetti now, there is a home-baked lasagna, whatever that is, as well as pizza, as usual. But it's not very happening in here. It's actually, even though like this is a prime hour, it's kind of a little dead. But you're given menus. Yeah, you sit down.
Does anyone here know what lasagna is?
I think we've established I definitely do not.
Fair. Doc. Worldly. Traveler. Went to Japan. Knows what lasagna is.
Definitely not. I've never had many of the things here.
You want to order it?
Yeah, I'd like to.
It's the only way to find it out or figure out if it's good or not, right? Is to try it. My mom always said that you have to try everything once.
Dinner is on me, so order as you please.
You know, I've had the same idea, Doc. You always got to try something once. So, Nemo, I'll order the lasagna. I'll get a different flavor of it.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking we'd order one of everything, right? Like each of the types of pizza, one lasagna, one spaghetti.
Okay. We order one of everything.
Limitations of currency are a factor.
Lasagna only comes in one flavor. Lasagna.
Chocolate lasagna.
So you get that. There's like 3 different pasta dishes now. You get the best pasta dish, fettuccine alfredo, for once. There's some garlic bread that comes out. There's the classic like marinara, and then there's like a seafood base Alfredo sauce that has like little bits of fish in there that were like
Where
shipped
are they
in.
getting the fish?
Did
Is
you-
it from the river?
You're
Do you
welcome.
ask? Do you ask?
No.
Well, there's
Cook's
fish in there.
meats.
Cook's meats.
For
Um,
a community that
Fish.
for a community
I put
that
that shit on
frequently
everything.
eats rats,
Yeah.
we're in trouble. A little in trouble.
And then like they bring out a couple pizzas. Like when you say one of everything, the waiter's confused because they're like, I mean, there's like a lot of different toppings you can get. Like we don't have like I can give you one with cheese. I can give you one with cheese and pepperoni. I can give you one
Can
with
you
cheese and
do, like,
pepperoni and
One
olives.
slice each of each flavor.
Yeah, I'll see what the chef can do.
Thanks.
Yeah, and a little bit of time goes by, and a banquet of carbs, so many carbs and cheeses, is laid before you.
All right.
Limited
Dig
person
in.
that Edward can't eat.
Just
I got a
stares.
question. As we're eating it, about halfway, a little bit into the meal, Ellie's gonna finish eating a bite. Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Anyway.
think it'd be better if that lasagna was burned, personally, but that's just me.
What's wrong with the lasagna?
It's nothing wrong. It just should be burned. It doesn't matter. Anyway. So what's next?
I will be off this evening.
Yep.
I'm gonna look around. Is anyone listening to us at all? Or does it seem like we're fairly private?
Fairly private. Like I said, it's pretty empty here. Like you guys have been seated far enough apart that like anytime the waiters are in, they're off at a table that's a distance away.
I don't know what's next, but I've been thinking, and it may be better off to carry on without me, at least for now.
Okay.
I
We gotta
just
go
feel
north, like Toby.
I do not. I just came to Malifaux to do something very specific and to help people. And it seems like, well, I've been helping people. I also got caught up in something with carrying the blood around and led to some people dying. Just think I need to be a little bit more careful with my actions. It seemed like the orphanages could use some help. Just thinking about maybe setting off and seeing if I could help Richard and go from there.
It'd be a shame.
Though it would help people. People need a good doctor.
I agree with Ed here. Do you have
I'd
enough
love
to
to
get you
wait
on the
till-
road?
Definitely. I have a lot of weight on my soul, and I feel like I've got to take the action that'll at least make sure that I'm working towards clearing it off.
Then, if you are doing less dangerous journeys, perhaps leave the life-saving powders with the point towards the other two. It may keep them from dying.
I agree.
But-
And Doc will pull out the different things or put on the table. Or no, he'll slide them under the table to Nemo.
Nemo doesn't take them.
All right, then shift it towards Ellie.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll message you exactly what total
Yeah.
list.
So Ellie, or I'll turn towards Nemo. Nemo, this isn't me abandoning you. You promise?
Yeah. No, obviously it's not. You're doing something really... You're doing really good stuff or whatever. Are you going to be... Are you going to be in one place, or... Like if Ellie's other eye comes out, you'd be able to put it in if we went, went somewhere.
Tell you right now, if the other eye comes out, kill me. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah.
If you can find me, I'll be more than happy to.
You
My
mean if we
plan
can
is to go to
find
the
you?
orphanage, but my plan is to go to the orphanage, but you never know what's going to happen.
Okay.
Do you want to go now? Or are you gonna stick around in the gallows for a bit first?
I mean, might as well have some drinks with friends, should I not? And maybe I'll leave in the morning.
Door's always open, Doc.
I appreciate it, but I think we have some matters to clear. Nemo,
Yeah.
was your friend your lover? The one that you're searching for?
Ellie immediately sort of leans in, is very intrigued with this.
Now,
Ed looks
why
really
the
confused what the
fuck-
hell's going on.
Why in the fuck would I tell you?
Well, before I go, I'd like to settle a debt if I have one.
I'm gonna look at Ellie.
Is he? We put money on this, Nemo.
I
That
do
changes
not
it.
think money matters so much after your recent payout.
Money always matters, Ed.
Very
Look,
well.
Nemo, you don't have to tell us.
I wish you the best of luck with your whatever the fuck good guy shit. I hope you enjoy your drinks. I'm gonna go break into Tobias' apartment. Ellie, I'll see you later.
Steal me something from his apartment. Something small. Something that I can show him.
Nah, not going to. Bye.
All right.
Nemo's
Doc,
going to get up and leave.
Doc pulls 10 script out and puts it in front of Ellie. We'll say you won this one. You can give it back if you find out different.
I take only 5 of it, slide 5 back. You are leaving. You got to get ready somehow. But I'm not letting you off the hook. I'll write you a letter or even come by and see you if I find out something more.
Edward will stand up and leave at this point, but he will leave a piece of paper on the table, which is a very basic guide to alchemy for Doc.
Very nice.
See you later, Ed.
It's probably not best to leave her when angered by herself.
I can tell you right now, Ed, you've known her for about 48 hours. We've known her for probably a week. I think she's going to be fine. I'd be more intimidated by anybody she bumps into on her way over to the guy's house. So
Well,
maybe go make sure she doesn't hurt anybody.
That was my goal. I never walk out.
All right, now it's just talking to me.
All right.
Doc will pull out an empty bottle of whiskey, like just the bottle, and then pull out another bottle of whiskey and refill it, and just hand it over to you. This bottle is the first one that we shared as a group. It was empty, but you could refill it. I know Nemo likes keepsakes from everyone, and, well, if you could give her this for me, that way she doesn't have to steal it.
Can do. Share a drink with me.
Sounds good.
Pour out a drink. What's going to happen when one of us gets hurt and you're going to be gone?
Well, I mean, hopefully you can come find me. If not,
Yeah, but if you're at the orphanage, you're going to be under the tutelage and the servitude of that little girl in there. Those little demons. It's going to be rough.
Well, it looks like you may have to please them as well. The little miss. You'll probably have to make friends with her if you want to get back to me.
I can promise you right now, I will not be under the foot of another princess. You should be my knight, not hers.
Doc will stand up, kind of walk over to you, kiss you on the forehead, say, maybe in another life, the one that I wanted, and then we'll turn and walk out.
Ellie is left with the whiskey bottle as Doc walks out of her and the group's life. Meanwhile, Nemo frustratedly makes her way through the streets, is not accosted by anything. And if you guys want to do a send-off there, Gary, we can do that and wrap this up.
I am stealthing, and I'm very good at stealthing, so you probably wouldn't notice me, but I probably would notice you following me away. Is that fair to say?
Probably. He's not very good at noticing people.
Yep.
He's a little bit out of it all the time.
Yep.
Can notice him like looking around to try and find you.
Yeah.
as he kind of establishes he can, he'll start to go to walk off in the distance. Let's see if you want to stop him.
Yeah, when you are in a dark alleyway with very little light and no movement around you, Nemo will appear. You didn't have to. You're alright.
I didn't have to do a lot of things, but I wanted to.
Yeah.
If it is any consolation, I believe they only asked to try to get to know you better, as friends are wont to do.
I think that's a very charitable point of view.
I've not been wrong yet.
He wasn't, by the way. I don't know, maybe I've been dead for 70 years and he's... I don't know, I miss him a lot.
I'll walk over and put my hand on her shoulder. When I awoke, I did not know how much time had passed. It was days before I learned it was many thousands of years. This is all I have of my daughter. And he'll pull out the necklace.
It's really nice. I mean, not nice that your daughter's dead, probably, but the necklace is nice.
I read she lived a good life.
How long has your second life been?
10 years, maybe.
Okay.
So
you
far.
don't know if, like, what if you're like this forever? And, like, you're gonna have to watch everybody keep leaving.
Then I met and helped some truly amazing people like yourself, like Ellie, like Doc, and I will move my arm down towards your hand, open it up, and put the necklace in your hand. I always have something to remember them by.
Thank you. I stole a button off of your coat earlier. Do you want it back?
It is just a button. This is a little bit more personal. I'll put it on you. It is not goodbye forever. I will be in the city, there and around. Besides, my goal is nightmares. You'll probably hear a contract soon enough.
Just like Tobias and just like Doc, I'm definitely going to see you again. And just like Sabah, and just like Samson, I'm definitely going to see you again.
Except I am ageless.
Thank
Equally,
you.
Do you have a map?
A map? No, I don't. I've got a bunch of napkins in my pocket, if you want to just draw something.
Very well.
Yeah.
I will draw a brief outline of the walls of Malifaux City. Then the stretch out onwards, and just before it hits the bayou in the ridges between, I'm going to place a small circle.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Is that where you are, or where?
Where I tend to live. It is not much, simply a small camp.
I'll be sure to drop by. Thank you for... Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Remember, you are never alone. I am only a small walk away.
I'm going to go break into Tobias's apartment, and unless you want to come with me, I think this is it.
It is it for now. Until the next moon. I'll turn around and walk away.
All right. And Edward very, very slowly walks off and disappears into the crowd. Jake, you had one thing you want to do?
As Ellie's evening comes to a close, sitting in the house LeBlanc, the warmth of Doc's kiss on the forehead as she pulls out a small journal and writes John William Murphy, aka Doc, 26, reddish brown hair, blue eyes, Malifaux. And then closes the journal.
And we will end our episode there. All right. Lots of love to two of our players this time, man. Gary, it's been a pleasure, my dude.
Thank you for having me. It's been lovely.
Oh man, thanks for joining us. It's been
Other than sleep deprivation, that bit's been.
At least you get to go over that.
I mean, don't wrong. I still don't sleep anyway. I'll still be up. I'll watch the streams anyway. But you know,
You're nuts, son.
I say it like I'm going to go to bed.
And of course, to you, our good Wolf, man. Our good Wolf. We'll miss you, brother.
Yeah, sure. I'll be around.
All right.
Every time we get our face shot in, you'll appear.
Yeah, it's like you just drop him a message like, "Can you be on for this week?" Missing an eye again.
Ellie's missing another eye.
It's the same eye. Same eye every
Lauren,
time.
do you want to, Lauren or Daniel? Do you want to take us out?
Yeah, let's end this episode. I want to give a special shout out to our dear Wolfe here. Thank you so much for being with us. I know that you're leaving Twisted Veil, but thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you, and it was wonderful getting to know Doc Murphy. And everything is better because you were here with us during this time. So thank you for all that. We want to make sure that we want to shout out everyone who has followed the stream this nice evening. So shout out to Kirihai Ryu, Autumn Out of Habit, Crucia22, Sparty117, Wolf with some gifted subs, and Mick Bluff with his sub today, with their sub today, I assume. And so shout out to all of you for following on the Twitch today. If you enjoyed this episode, you can support the stream by following us here on Twitch, or subscribing if you have that Twitch Prime sub. You can get access to all of our emotes, our VODs here on Twitch, and you can join our community as you see fit. We are here every Monday at 7:30 with Fates In, which is a traditional Dungeons & Dragons live stream show, which is super fun. You can find Deanna and myself over there. This show is every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, and you can see all of us here. Tomorrow and every Wednesday, you can find myself, Daniel, running through Iron Valor, which is where we run through many of the pre-written modules. Currently, we're finishing up Rime of the Frost Maiden, and there is some intrigue, and the good party has turned evil, and it's been fantastic. So join us there tomorrow at 7:30 Central Standard Time if you wish. This Friday, on Fridays we have Short Rest, which is a show where we take about an hour and a half or so, and just take a break from our busy week and wrap it up. Lauren runs that show. This week, I think we're getting some people together and trying to play some Jackbox. So as she's finished up the Dark Pictures anthology, so it'll be a lot of fun. We'll get to know everyone here who is a part of the cast a little bit better, so it should be a lot of fun. All that being said, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and all socials at Ink and Lyre. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Ink and Lyre, and support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Ink and Lyre. At the end of every session, we like to make sure that we go ahead and spread the love to everyone else who's trying to work in this world. So we're going to do a quick raid to McStabber Studios, which is a fantastic name. They're playing some sort of game, so just go over there, shoot them some snot carts in the chat, the huzzah mugs, tell them Ink and Lyre sent you, and, follows are always free, so give that to them as well. So, y'all have a good evening.
All right.
And we are raiding.